Get it on. Got to get it on. No choice. We got to mandate you get it on. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. We love that about you. All right. So I was in Oregon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and drove from Grants Pass to Bend, Oregon, which is amazing. Bend, Oregon is beautiful.
It's a cute little town. We were there this summer for a couple of days.
Oh, you were? Yeah, it's beautiful.
Floated the river with the kids.
Beautiful.
Drank some beer.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And, but I want to bring something up. I don't know, Alicia may have a take on this. I think guys will have a take on this.
Guys have a take on most things.
Yeah. Well, but I'm correct in my takes. Other guys are just blowing air. So I'll show you a picture. It's about a 3 hour and 3:15, 3:20 drive,
Decent drive.
It's just endless, beautiful highway. But they're not gas stations along the way. Like I'm from LA, I'm from California. When something's 3 hours away, it's all highway, and then you can get off and get In-N-Out Burger or take a leak or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is just a country,
no man's land.
just a pass. I mean, beautiful, big pine trees, snow on the
Mount
ground.
Bachelor?
It's Mount something. We couldn't figure it out, and then I stopped paying attention. But it's not. It's not Rainier, and it's not Shasta, and it's not anymore. But so we're driving for a long period of time through the pines.
Did you see any other cars on the road?
Yeah, there are a couple out there, and we passed a few. But it was a beautiful scenic drive.
How many deer did you almost hit?
You know, we saw no wildlife, which was
Really?
weird. We kept commenting on that, but it's God's country.
Yep.
And it's beautiful. And there's big ponderosa pines and trees, and it's beautiful. But at a certain point, I said to Mike, I got to take a piss. And there are no proper piss places.
Well, the woods is a great proper piss place.
The woods is great, but I am wearing cloth Nikes, and we're in the snow now. And the highway's clear, but if you want to get to the woods, you got 30 feet of snow to walk through.
Also, if
not height-wise, but 30 feet distance-wise.
It looked like some of the 2-lane highway there didn't have shoulder. So then how do you pull off to take a pee in the woods?
So because I'm a gentleman, I said, Mike, I'm just going to fill up my shaker bottle. That'll do. And by the way, if you need to know anything about me, peeing in a shaker bottle does not disqualify you from using that shaker bottle the following morning. It doesn't even necessarily require soap.
Oh, God.
Just a little hot water rinse and a good shake, and we're good. So I said, Mike, I'll just fill this bottle up. And Mike looked down at the nav, and he said, we got something coming up. We're hitting the intersection, the cross street, the main whatever, in 6.8 miles. But he's doing 85. So I'm like, all right, I think I can gut it out till we get to the highway, and there'll be a diner there or something. So I go, all right, I'll hold it. But I already had the thought that I'm going to pee in this bottle, so it kind of started my internal clock. You know what I mean?
Ticking the time.
Yes.
How much longer can you hold your bladder?
Mike said he had to go too. I said, all right, well, I'll hold it with you in solidarity until we get to the highway. So we got to the highway, and immediately there was a diner, not a Denny's or a Waffle House or anything, just a diner.
Mom and pop kind of place.
Yeah, and we immediately just pulled across the street and pulled in the parking lot, and the first thing I saw was bathroom for patrons only, because it's 85 miles of nothing highway, so everyone who gets to that T goes in to use that bathroom. So I kind of got it. 'Cause by the way, I don't think businesses are under any obligation to do what's right or whatever. It's your business.
Yep.
It's your business.
You're using their electricity, their resources, their plumbing.
Well, also, if you're at a space where clearly it's endless highway, and then we hit your restaurant, every 19 minutes, someone's going to be taking a piss in your bathroom and then walking out.
Yep.
Then you've got to clean the toilet.
All that crap.
Right.
Yep.
So I'm fine with that. So I see the sign.
Yeah.
And I think, okay, I get it. Things start going through my head. I'll buy a donut, or I'll take some hash browns to go, or
Is there
something.
a strawberry rhubarb pie in the box over there?
Something, right? But I I go to open the door and it's locked. And then I kind of look through the window and it doesn't appear that anyone is in the restaurant.
Oh no.
So now I gotta take a pee, right? So I go, you know what? I'm not gonna walk around this place looking. It's bright, it's 1 p.m. There's cars going down the highway. I'll do this move where I'll open the door to the truck we'd rented, which sits up a little high, thankfully. And then I will nestle myself in the corner where the door hinge is on the truck, and I will pretend to go through something in the glove box for a long period of time. But meanwhile, I'm going to fill up my shaker bottle. So I was standing there filling up my shaker.
Why weren't you just peeing in the dirt?
Well, it was 1 p.m. and there were many cars coming down the highway, like I just said. That's why I decided to do that.
So you're really trying to hide it.
I'm not really. All right, well, first off, I'm not really trying to hide. I'm saying if there are a bunch of cars going down the highway, well, look, why go walk to the forest? Why not just piss in the highway?
Because if you're facing, I don't know. I grew up in the country on a lot of 2-lane roads. I've seen a lot of dudes with their back turned to the highway.
Yeah,
you know that they're taking a piss, and it doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother you, but I would say if you have the choice of just standing in your car door and doing that, then you've created a little stall for yourself.
Oh, I'm a woman. I've had to pop a squat between 2 open car doors.
And also, technically, if a cop's driving down the street, you can be cited if they just see your back.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I didn't know this. Okay. You're playing it
You
safe.
can get indecent exposure, I think, for doing
Even
that.
if it's not out?
How would one pee?
No, I'm saying, like, if you're not facing... Never mind.
Listen, when you turn your back to the highway, and it's a two-way highway, somebody's coming your direction. Anyway, let's not get mired in...
details.
Well, I was going to say dumb questions, but details. All right, I open the truck door, and I'm standing there filling up my bottle. Mike... couple minutes earlier has made his way around the restaurant to see what's happening.
Yeah.
I'm about halfway into my whiz when I hear a guy yelling, "We're not in Mexico, bro!" And then I see this guy filming Mike and following Mike behind him as Mike's pulling the zipper up in his pants and filming everything and yelling at him the entire time. "I got you on camera. I got the plates for your truck." And then it was also kind of a weird thing. You know when guys are on a roll and they just go? He goes, the truck evidently was from Texas. And he goes, "What do we got?" "Texas. I knew it." Like, I don't know what that says about urinating. I'd say the people out of Texas probably pee too.
Clearly, I didn't have a problem with it, and I'm Texas adjacent in Oklahoma.
And
maybe that's the thing.
We just rented the truck, but so we don't know where it's
he was
from.
Trying to stereotype you.
I don't. When people get on a roll, they'll just start going, and then they'll get calling you a bunch of shit, and they go, "Where'd you get those shoes, bro?" And it's like, I don't know, they're tennis shoes. You're just going. You're going.
Everything's giving you ammo.
Right. Yeah. So he's yelling at Mike. I'm now having to cut my piss off because I'm facing him and he's filming everything and he's screaming at Mike. And Mike wasn't pissing on the restaurant or in the restaurant. He went past to some propane tanks that were down the road and tried to nestle himself in between the propane tanks. And the guy comes running out of the restaurant filming him and screaming at the top of his lungs. Now, first things first, should we make certain rules in society where it's like...
You don't film somebody taking a piss?
What do you mean?
That guy should not be filming Mike.
I would say this. Everybody would love to be at home in their bathroom doing their business. Sometimes nature calls, and it happens quite often. So first off, you got to be well over the novelty of it because you've done it yourself. Everyone you know has done it yourself. Everyone that has kids has pulled off and had done that. Okay, it's not a novelty, number one. Number two, there's a little bit of a moment, I don't know, it'd be like no smoking in surgical centers. It's like, come on, this person's in a space that's kind of vulnerable right now. Yeah. Can we leave them be? And also, they're not doing this for sport. You know what I mean? Obviously, they're on the road.
Yeah.
They're turning their back. They're going down the thing. They wish they could go into the restaurant.
He's not like on La Cienega Boulevard just
waving his dick around. So he's following Mike. He's screaming at Mike. I have to cut my shit short because even though I'm facing him and standing there.
That's uncomfortable, too.
Oh, yeah. So the guy just keeps filming us. Mike jumps in the car. And we just take off, right? And I don't know if I think Mike may have finished his piss, but I didn't. So then we take off, and the guy said he's calling the cops, and he's got the plates, and so we're kind of driving down the highway just wondering if some cop's going to light us up because he described the car and described the plates. Probably said we're pissing on some dangerous propane.
Were you wondering if he recognized you and was going to post it on YouTube? And then you have to worry about
I had a lot of thoughts went through my mind. But my main thought, which I have with everything, is why? Yeah. Just why? Just why? How necessary is this part of life? Like, how necessary is this? Whether it's this guy or, I'm going to go to a church in Minneapolis and start screaming at people. Like, could you just not? Just don't do it.
Yeah.
It's fine. You'll be fine. No one's going to ask you, did you bust anyone peeing today? I mean, it's not going to happen. You just look out your window, see a guy taking a piss, and then look back down on your Twitter feed.
It's also, not to stereotype much, but you and Mike aren't very troublemaker looking type dudes.
Yeah, just middle-aged guys in a rental car trying to make our way through life.
That clearly we're trying to go into the diner that was closed, and you're like, I have to pee.
Right.
It's just.
So then.
It's almost as stupid as somebody yelling at me for letting my kid pee on the side of the road.
Right.
That's just dumb.
I'm
pro peeing on the side of the road.
I'm pro peeing too, but. He was propane. He was peeing on a propane tank. But I am anti getting involved with shit that you don't need to get involved with.
Yeah.
You don't, and once in a while you get shot by an ICE officer. But at worst you do is just get in an argument with a fellow American while you're trying to take a piss.
Yeah.
So we get in the truck. Mike's looking over his shoulder, wondering if cops are going to roll up because it's a small town. And this guy may have just picked up his phone and been like, hey, Ted, you and your cruiser? Got a couple of fucking shit kickers from Texas coming in here and start peeing all over the place. Yeah, I want you to fucking put some scare into these guys. Pull them over there in their white
Indecent
Ram.
exposure. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it all.
So we go driving, and at a certain point, I'm like, well, Mike, I hate to burden you, but I'm not done pissing. I was mid-piss when this guy came running out with his fucking camera. So I need to find another place to take a leak. So Mike goes, we're driving, and there's this abandoned shopping mall, literally boarded up windows off the highway. I go, just pull over here. I'll get my bottle back out. I'll empty the bottle in the bush, and I'll just turn my back, and I'll finish my piss bottle. And as I'm getting my wiener out and getting the bottle in place, I look off to the side, and I see about 200 feet away, homeless dude kind of trucking through the parking lot. And I'm like, he's fucking homeless. And then also, he could go 1,000 different directions.
Yeah.
Right? He could go straight. He could go right. I go, okay,
he's not coming at you.
Fuck that. Now I'm pissing again. I get about halfway in. The guy literally comes so close to the open door of the truck that he almost hits my shoulder, and I hear hey, bro. And I'm like, does it have to be this way? Does it have to? I'm taking a piss. Can we just do this? You have to come in and fucking strafe me. Do I have to get fucking crop dusted?
That is so weird.
Why? What's the necessity? I know you're crazy.
Yeah.
I know you're homeless. But I'm taking a piss. Do you have to come say?
You should have called the cops on that guy.
Do you have to say hi? Do you have to say something? He literally almost hit my shoulder as he circled past me. And by the way, he didn't ask for money. He didn't do anything. He just interrupted my piss as he then went down the side.
He was trying to be alpha. He was like, this is my burned out old strip mall. How dare you take a piss here?
Yes. So there's that.
Did it ruin your taste? Oregon is ruined for you because of the peeing incidents?
Here's what I was thinking. I have a couple thoughts. And I know it just feels this way, but doesn't it feel oftentimes like there needs to be a witness all the time? Like once in a while, you're doing some shit where you're trying to pull out of your driveway, but another car's parked too close and you're trying to get close. And all of a sudden the neighbor just comes out to get the newspaper and you just find him just sitting there watching you and you're trying to do this 9-point maneuver. And it's like, do I need a witness? Do you have to watch this? Like pissing, if you put a stopwatch on it. Like I'm looking at a ticking clock right now. Yep. Like, let me, when people go, I can take a piss in 5 minutes, they mean 37 seconds. Like I will tell you T-minus now. Okay. So I just started pissing now.
Yep.
I will alert you when we get to 30 seconds.
And you think you're done.
It's a while.
You ready to go?
Anyone who's boxed or done radio knows what 30 seconds
or had a baby.
Right, now
those contractions.
Yeah, I've done all three. So keep in mind, I'm still pissing.
That's a very long... Yeah.
And we've not gotten to 30 seconds.
Yep.
All right, so I'm still peeing. This is about what I would take. Okay, and... Now, okay, that's 30 seconds.
And you couldn't be uninterrupted.
All I needed was, let's say, 45 seconds tops. 45 seconds in the middle of fucking nowhere. Just 45 seconds to pee. But I will not. No, sorry. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. You're not going to get 45 seconds to just pee alone. Somebody's going to have to get involved with this. In an empty strip mall and next to a restaurant that's not open. There's no cars anywhere. And the other one's a deserted strip mall. But yet, there had to be a discussion.
The irony is you could probably go out on Hollywood Boulevard and pee, and nobody would get in your way.
Yes. God
but in the middle of nowhere, it was a problem.
All right. So
I'm sorry. I hope you go back and enjoy Oregon, and don't let that get to you.
I can't. I'm now permanently traumatized.
You're afraid that there's a warrant out for your arrest for indecent exposure.
Mike was looking over his shoulder for the next several miles. All right. When I was flying home, I was checking out Alyssa Milano's podcast, which I do from time to time.
Why?
Well, I am equally as entertained with people I disagree with as people I agree with.
I can see that, yeah.
And I'm almost equally entertained by really bad movies as I am with really good movies.
Okay.
And I think it's the gene for me. As I've stated many times, I study TV commercials and I watch TV commercials, and everyone else fast forwards through TV commercials.
But you find them fascinating.
I found them interesting glimpses into society, and I'm curious, like what we're talking about, what we're portraying, and things of that nature. So I tend to like to study things versus and be entertained by things, like. And there's a little irony and there's a little curiosity. And then there's also a kind of an educational part. Like I want to know what people are thinking or how these people think or what they're...
Or who their audience is, too.
Yeah, and also...
I think that's always fascinating.
Kind of like, what is their version of life? Because I realize I keep hearing everyone's version of life. Like I said, like Tim Walz is like these jackbooted thugs kicking open doors. Gazpachos, getting people to identify their neighbors because they're people of color and then taking them to gulags. Like I'm like, well, that's an interesting you have an interesting version of what's happening in your head. But I mean, I've talked to a lot of people about a lot of things. When you watch sports and there's a good call or a bad call or something, and you have the room, you go, what are you talking about? He was out by a mile.
You can really identify politically, sports-wise, even personally, like what side people are on. Like who's their team and who are they
what
listening
side
to?
they're on, and then how it's kind of twisting reality for them. So I was listening. So she was talking to her co-host, and I think the guy just said, like, well, what do you like about Gavin Newsom? And then she's like, now, from my standpoint, I don't like anything about Gavin Newsom. I would say, somebody said, well, say something positive about Gavin Newsom. I'd go, well, he's got good posture and he speaks well, but if you break it down, he doesn't say anything. So I don't know what he's saying, but he says
he's savvy.
He says nothing, but is sort of savvy about it.
Yep.
And then Kamala Harris says nothing and is clumsy about it.
Yep.
It's basically so. Give him credit. Now, I will tell you, because he's been in here, he's worthless, because the thing about talking points and being well spoken, you can make it through a sort of cursory inspection. But if we keep drilling down and we don't move, then you will fall apart.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to him here. I just didn't go anywhere. Everyone else does one follow up and then they go next subject, and that's that. Oh, we'll agree to disagree. And then they move on. But anyway, her co-host asked her what she liked about Gavin Newsom, and I found it enlightening. If you love epic stories of myth and legend, listen up. Before Camelot and The Crown, the Pendragon cycle, Rise of the Merlin, tells the origin story. Watch the legend that shaped Britain in a 7-episode cinematic epic. This is not a retelling of the King Arthur story. It's the rise of the world that made Arthur possible. The Pendragon cycle, Rise of the Merlin, premieres on Daily Wire Plus on January 22nd. Shot across multiple international locations. Years in the making, this series brings myth to life. It has amazing production value, full-scale battles, and a sweeping original orchestral score. At its core, this is a return to classic epic storytelling. A story where faith, prophecy, and sacrifice truly matter. Stream Pendragon Cycle, Rise of the Merlin, starting January 22nd, only on Daily Wire Plus.
Pluto TV has thousands of free movies and TV shows.
What?
This is the mindset.
Free.
This is the mantra.
Free.
This is the mindset. With movies like Joe Dirt, Pixels, and 50 First Dates.
This is awesome.
And TV shows like Survivor, SpongeBob SquarePants, The Fairly Odd Parents, and Ghosts. Pluto TV is always free.
Huzzah!
Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
You're welcome.
Gavin Newsom trolling. Outside of California, mostly what I heard was Democrats not liking Gavin Newsom. But I want you to hear what he's done for California. What does he do?
Hold on. I will give you a list. This is just 2023. Transforming mental health care, investing in care, empowering youth.
All right, stop. First off, okay. Now, this is what I'm saying. Alyssa Milano, no one knows what empowering youth means.
Yeah.
But if we are doing that, let's knock it the fuck off. They're a little too empowered. They're on mini bikes doing donuts in front of cop cars in the middle of the intersection.
I would actually argue that the girls that are suing Gavin Newsom and their public schools across the state for Gavin Newsom and Democrats allowing boys and girls sports don't feel very empowered. But
he's empowering youth.
He's empowering the youth
Right.
that Alyssa Milano wants him to empower. Since 2023, our mental health crisis has gotten worse here in the state.
I know, but I have no idea.
What does it mean?
No, none of it means like. But here's what I'm saying. And it'll never happen. But here's who I am. If she said he passed a bill that took the workman's comp dividend and gave it back to the employers so they could hire more people, I'd go, okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. But it's never that. It's all good vibes and puppies and dream catchers. It's empowering youth. That means zero. It's all, and whatever, you fix, you put a bunch of time into a system that's broken and it's still broken. So I don't know what that means. But let's carry on. Let's hear it.
But I want you to hear what he's done for California. What does he do?
Hold on. I will give you a list. This is just 2023. Transforming mental health care, investing in care, empowering youth, ensuring accountability, making communities safer. He's fought hate, addressed the fentanyl crisis.
Okay, so many
He
of those.
fought hate, everybody.
He didn't ensure accountability on the homeless accounting. He vetoed that bill.
Yeah, he had,
Everything
like,
burned down.
Transparency
He
and
fought
accountability.
hate, everybody.
He
Does
empowered
your
youth.
guy fight hate?
He empowered youth to throw shit at police officers.
He fought hate.
Also,
Everybody's
fentanyl.
fighting hate, everybody.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't California have like some of the highest fentanyl like death rates?
We're the
compared to
worst.
every
We're
other
the worst
state
in
the
everything.
union?
But well, he's addressed it though.
By empowering the youth using the fentanyl.
I don't know. It's like me. I came to your house and I addressed your termite problem, and then I left. But I addressed
Hey,
it.
Alicia, you have a termite problem.
That'll be $800. Now I'm leaving. I got to go pee on something.
We're gonna go.
Yeah, he's empowered youth. Okay.
I don't even know if she believes it.
He
you know
fights
the tone
hate.
of her voice.
By the way, this fucking fighting hate thing. I still, it's nebulous. It's all chick talk. Sorry. No.
It's liberal talk.
Empowering youth. Well, liberal talk is chick talk. Empowering youth and fighting hate is just a thought. It's a stupid thought. It's not a good thought, by the way. It isn't a good thought because all thoughts sort of take the place of other thoughts. So
No, stupid thoughts take the place of action, and people
Thank
feel
you.
good about having the thoughts, and then they
Yes.
don't actually do anything about it.
you know what? I use the word satiated, which is feeling good is like feeling good. Like, oh, right, you worked out, you felt good, but you still got to work out tomorrow. Satiated is like, check the box. I ran on the treadmill for 10 minutes today. Done and done. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, I announce that no child should go to bed hungry. All right, I'm done. I am satiated.
Yep.
All right, sorry, keep playing it for fun.
Organized crime. He stopped gun violence, leading edge in wildfire response.
Oh, wait, what? Didn't he like cut the budget? Like he
He's-
specifically cut the state budget right before the LA fires. Like he and Karen Bass
This
in
is
each
from
of their budgets.
2023. He stopped gun violence like a
Stop it.
superhero.
Like a train, boom.
Yeah, bullets in the air. He swatted
like
them out like flies.
Wow.
All right, what else has he done?
Structure. He also was the first mayor, when he was the mayor of San Francisco, to marry a same-sex couple on the steps of
We're
City
going back to
Hall.
like early
We're going back
2000s
to
now.
1987.
Climate action.
Like
All right, sorry.
when he was with Kimberly Guilfoyle. Is that what she's talking about?
Well, that's he's the first mayor. By the way, he went out for a fucking photo op is what he did, because he's in San Francisco and he realizes that'll get him some votes. All right, I want to hear it all the way through. Sorry, I won't step on it. This is what Gavin Newsom has done.
Justice reform. He's addressed homelessness, improved education, managed the state's water resources.
All right, hold on. Just start at the beginning. I'll just want to go right through it. I know you can't make it 8 seconds because it's like water resources. What? The fucking reservoirs were all dried up. Okay. I won't interrupt. I just want to hear what Alyssa Milano, why Alyssa Milano wants Gavin Newsom to be president. This is why.
Newsom. But I want you to hear what he's done for California. What does he do?
Hold on. I will give you a list. This is just 2023. Transforming mental health care, investing in care, empowering youth, ensuring accountability, making communities safer. He's fought hate, addressed the fentanyl crisis, cracking down on organized crime. He stopped gun violence, leading edge in wildfire response. Infrastructure. He also was the first mayor, when he was the mayor of San Francisco, to marry a same-sex couple on the steps of City Hall. Healthcare expansion, climate action, criminal justice reform. He's addressed homelessness, improved education, managed the state's water resources. By the way, this is ChatGPT, so I'm not like looking this up on his website.
And that's fair. And I would love to actually see details there and what he's done. Because first of all, I want to say very clear, I would vote and very loud.
That guy's about to say he'd vote for Gavin Newsom's corpse over any Republican.
Right. Well, I'll play the end. I'll play
God.
the end of the pod, sir. Now we can get to the Titanic clip. But she loves Gavin Newsom, but we all live in a world of, well, that's what we're calling our reality, but she's calling it her reality that he's, but I don't care whose reality you are, empowering teens doesn't mean anything, but maybe it's some transgender thing. I think
that's what it is. I think it's empowering the people that Alyssa Milano wants to see empowered, not empowering the average girls who don't want boys in their sports in the state of California.
Right.
It's not empowering the kids that were sitting out and refusing to mask during COVID. It's empowering the kids whose mommies come and read during LGBTQ week.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's the picking and the choosing of the rights and the empowerment.
Right. All right. We have our second clip, which we're going to play right now.
Fair enough. And, like I said, if he's the nominee, I will be loudly behind him. I would vote for almost anything. I can't imagine any situation where I wouldn't have voted against whatever the next Republican nominee is. There's nobody there who is acceptable. Fair enough. But I worry about it. And what it feels like to me, honestly, is like we're watching the Titanic sink, and so we're starting to shoot holes in the hull. And I think that's bad for us. We've also talked, I don't think America can survive Trump, and I don't think we'll be a United States forever. And this just might be the death throes of it. And if that's the case, let's have another cocktail.
I think it's 50 minutes. We should probably.
All right. I don't know where they survive Trump thing. Like, I don't know what I don't know what you know about his agenda that I never see. Here's what I do know. Everything you guys predict does not come true.
Yes, that Trump is going to not stop being president. He's going to cancel elections. He's going to use ice in the streets to cause chaos.
It could be all things COVID. Whatever it is you guys predict, it doesn't come true. So maybe this is just one more of your predictions that's not going to come. I mean, sleep. You know what I would say to all these assholes? I'd go, sleep well tonight. You're wrong about everything. And you don't have to worry.
And have that other cocktail you wanted.
And have that cocktail. Yeah. So I'm fascinated by it.
Gavin Newsom, man, though, it's so clear to me by what he's doing and his savviness, even though he says nothing, and his flip-floppiness. Like, he was with our buddy Ben Shapiro the other day and just like literally flip-flopped on everything, and then had to release a statement about how, oh, no, I didn't mean those things I said when I was under the gun with Ben, heaven forbid. He's gearing up, and he's trying to put together clips that make him look like a moderate for when he runs for president.
Right. And my general argument with this is always the same argument, which is America, let's just say America said, we want somebody, and by the way, Andrew or Dawson, you can look for the clip of him talking to Ben about males being women, female and female. He gives a weird gibberish answer at the end. It's awesome. But here's what I am saying. If we say, as America, this is what we want, and we want someone who's a good mechanic who knows how to fix a car, and that was it. And then one guy's like Mr. Goodwrench has always done that. The other guy wanted to abolish the internal combustion engine and rides a horse and wanted to do lane diets and everything else. A bunch of tweets, and now comes the election, and the guy who had all these things saying, ride a bicycle, lane diets, I ride a horse, I don't trust anyone in an SUV. That guy now goes on his 57th birthday. You know what? I changed my mind about all of it. And look, I got grease underneath my fingernails because I like to wrench on a car too. It's like, well, I don't believe that's who you are. We just got through with this with Tim Walz. Tim Walz tried to pretend to be Mr. Minnesota dad. I'm going to gap the plugs on my International Harvester and I'm going ice fishing. I like hunting. And it turns out you're a screaming lesbian is who you are.
Yeah.
So you tried to fool us 10 minutes ago, but here's what I'm saying, America. Why are we taking the word for the guy or the girl who put all the tweets out saying they want to get rid of all the shit we want or whatever it is? Why not just take the person that always said it? I don't get.
You can't change that quickly overnight.
Well, here's what I would say. One guy's a mechanic, and the other guy has had all anti-tool tweets and anti-car tweets, and now says he's a mechanic. But why take the chance? Why not just take the mechanic guy?
Because the average voter is stupid, and they look at how suave and savvy he is, and they're only seeing what's in front of him. They're not even looking at the record. This happened with Barack Obama in 2008, too.
All right, we have the clip of Gavin. But here, the part you have to listen to with Newsom and Ben Shapiro is, you tell me what Newsom said after he got asked again, I think.
This idea that Trump
again,
says people are going to public schools and coming back, having surgeries and coming back the next day is absurd.
No, but there are certainly cases in which kids are being, quote unquote, socially transitioned at school without parents knowing about it. I know some of the parents to whom this has happened. I mean, this is the fundamental question that lies at the root of all of this is the question that you're not wanting to answer, which is whether boys can become girls.
Yeah, I think for the grace of God. Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate the sympathy.
I pause there. I don't know what is that?
I think he's literally, was he trying to say like, but for the grace of God go I? Like, I don't have the answer. Like, only God knows, like, grace?
He has a couple of phrases. This is a newer one, but he'll go, like, you go, Adam, I heard you're cheating on your girlfriend. Go ahead.
Hey, Adam. Why are you cheating on your girlfriend?
It's not a zero-sum game. And then you go, all right, well, next question, right? He says...
That's what would happen on CNN.
He says shit like he has a couple of idioms that he says.
I love how Ben smirked when he said, but for the grace of God.
Well, go back. What do you mean? Go back 10 seconds. So he'll say, all right, he basically just goes... Can boys become girls or girls become boys? And here's his answer.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, this is the fundamental question that lies at the root of all of this is the question that you're not wanting to answer, which is whether boys can become girls.
Yeah, I think for the grace of God. Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate this.
Well, he'll going to continue. Let him.
I also feel terrible for anybody who's suffering with any sort of
I think it's
mental
been the case for
terrible,
generations, for time immemorial. God bless.
Time immemorial.
Does anyone? Okay, here's what I'm saying. Human beings, have we gotten so dumb that we don't know when people aren't talking? Anymore. I have no fucking idea. Does anyone know what he just said?
No, I don't think that we're the dumb ones here. I think that he got put in a corner and he can't answer boys are boys and girls are girls.
All right, now, yes.
He has to.
As much as I love Ben, but unfortunately, that was your time to go, you're speaking gibberish.
What does that mean?
I don't know what it means. Can you give me an answer?
What does that mean?
No idea.
So you believe that God created them male and female? He created them? Like, is that what you're trying to say, Gavin Newsom?
You got to hear it again, and we'll let it run. But he just gets asked flat out, yes or no, boy or girl. And he can't. I still don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. No, I'll play the part you just played me because it's you really. I listened to it 8 times. I was like, did he? What is he?
He didn't answer.
Well, he didn't answer. But what does he think he's saying? And the answer with Gavin Newsom's, he doesn't care what he's saying. He doesn't think what he's saying. He's just saying.
Which kids are being, quote unquote, socially transitioned at school without parents knowing about it. I know some of the parents to whom this has happened. I mean, this is the fundamental question that lies at the root of all of this is the question that you're not wanting to answer, which is whether boys can become girls.
Yeah, I think for the grace of God. Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate the sympathy. I also feel terrible for anybody who's suffering with any sort of
I think it's been the case for
terrible,
generations, for time immemorial. God bless. But this idea.
I still don't know.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but sorry, Ben, you're going to have to fucking throw the gibberish flag on this one, and that's the problem.
Should we have a gibberish flag like we do like an NFL, like yellow flag, like flag on the play?
You'd get tennis elbow reaching for it so many times when Gavin Newsom speaks. Now, Gavin Newsom did that with me, but I just kept asking what. Mm-hmm. And Ben's too nice a guy, but Ben should have just let him sit there and answer. He helped him out.
Can boys be girls? He can't answer that.
No, but now the question. Now, so here's the interesting part.
And if he's
of why he can't answer that.
Yeah,
he can't answer that because America is not with him.
Act of rationality.
The average American believes boys are boys and girls are girls, and he's running not as mayor of San Francisco when he can give whatever answer he wants because he's got a bunch of crackpots who are ruining the city, but they believe him on this gender thing. But it's not going to work nationally. So now he can't answer because he can't say yes if he can't say a boy's a boy and a girl's a girl because then he would get in trouble with his party, who are fucking retards on the hard left.
And who he needs for the presidential primary.
Right. So he can't offend them, but also there's the rest of the people who live in America who, it's an, 80-20 or 90-10 type issue.
I think it's literally an 80-20 issue.
So he has to pretend nothing. Which, by the way, I don't know. Do you want someone running on nothing?
Well, that was Kamala.
Right. She was against fracking. She's for fracking. I think there might be a longer version of this. I don't know if he ever answers anything, though.
Fundamental question that lies at the root of all of this is the question that you're not wanting to answer, which is whether boys can become girls.
Yeah, I think for the grace of God. Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate the sympathy. I also feel terrible for listen, anybody who's suffering with any sort of
I think it's
mental or
been
physical
the
condition,
case
that's
for
terrible, but
generations, for in time immemorial. God bless. I don't know
why is
how.
this a hard one? I just don't understand
because
why.
I don't know why
it's
it's
such
such
a hard one.
why is it such a? I'm curious. I understand the political potency of it.
It's not just politically potent,
but it's just how. It's so few. We're talking about so few people.
It's not about
that are struggling with gender identity issues. A lot of remarkable people, a lot of wildly successful people, and they've gone on their life, have incredible lives. I don't know. There's so much hate and bigotry, so much condemnation, so much.
Hold on a second. He always goes right to the hate and the bigotry.
Yeah,
and
you're a hater and a bigot if you don't want your daughter, a 12-year-old daughter, in a locker room with a boy.
You can. By the way, you can answer the question. Do you know what I mean?
Ben did push back on it there. He's like, I don't understand. No, it isn't just a political thing. I think for a lot of people, it's biological and moral.
Yeah, Andrew, we got to get Burt Reynolds on this clip, man. I need Burt Reynolds doing the voice of Gavin Newsom on this. I may want to dust off my Burt Reynolds, me talking to him about check cashing places too. It's been long enough. But all right, I want to hear a little more of this. Sorry, I don't know. I didn't hear the end. You can go back 10 seconds and see what it has to say.
Issues. A lot of remarkable people, a lot of wildly successful people, and they've gone on their life, have incredible lives. I don't know. There's so much hate and bigotry, so much condemnation,
this
judgment.
This is the part where I start to object.
Yeah.
Okay, the idea that
you may not be spewing it.
No.
Like some others. Trust me.
But
this is the business they're in.
Yeah. Okay.
Terrible people.
Bad people. Here we go. Answer the fucking question instead of the bad people thing.
Say lots of terrible things, but
yes.
It is not an act of bigotry to say that a boy cannot become a girl, nor should my children be taught in K through 12 public schools that a boy can become a girl.
Yeah.
That is not an act of bigotry. That's an act of rationality and biological simplicity.
I respect your point of view. And,
but good people,
good people disagree on this.
I know, but
and a lot of states, not just California, well-established rules, by the way, that predate me. Again, this is not where I started. We're campaigning and advocating on these issues, as some suggest. And look, I'm with the Governor Spencer Cox, who said about many of these issues, never so much attention been placed on so few people.
And the problem is, I do think that on an electoral level, to go to the politics, it is a barrier to entry for a lot of people. When
I agree with that.
When you say a boy can become a girl. And then just on a realistic...
And by the way, and I respect if that's your barrier to then listening to people on a myriad of other issues, so be it. It is what it is.
I find it strange that even if you wish to have a public policy that pursues something different, we cannot just admit that boys and girls are two different things and that a boy cannot become a girl. Why is this so difficult?
Yeah, I understand your point of view. And I also respect Caitlyn Jenner. I do.
And it's not respect for individuals.
Well, no.
He's got the deep leg cross. He's like, I gotta crush my nuts a little
head
more.
And his eyes darting around and his little shoulder dance and like.
I've said it 100,000 times. There's something wrong with him, but the question is why don't people know there's something wrong with him? Yeah. And that's kind of been my.
Because we live in a society of stupid people.
Right. I remember once I was just going, I go, DJ Khaled, that guy's such a sack of shit. What a talentless douchebag. And then the person I was talking to was like, that guy, yeah, I love DJ Khaled. You talking about DJ Khaled? I love that guy. And I'm like, how does it work? Or was this some sort of, Here's what I'm saying. Whether it's me trying
he
to
does have some really catchy hits.
Is it me? Is it just me trying to take a 45-second piss and somebody being sent from heaven or hell to come interrupt me? Is it just my lot in life that I would look at a guy like Gavin Newsom and go, this guy's a sociopathic nut and he has nothing. And literally like the last conversation I had with my mom went, well, I don't know who Larry Elder is, but I know who Gavin Newsom is and I'm voting for him. And I'm like, wow. But are you guys all just cast in a play to drive me insane? Like, is the homeless guy
like
even a homeless
Truman
guy?
Show.
Yeah, or maybe he's just an actor where they put him in a bad sweatshirt and go, Carolla's going to go piss him and go.
Have you seen?
Like there's a guy with a headset going, go, move now. The hawk has landed. Camera 2. Carolla's peeing again. And then irate guy supposed to be filming Mike. Is Mike in on it too?
Ooh, am I?
I don't know.
Have you watched the show Pluribus?
I've heard about it, but I have not seen it.
It's pretty good. Episode 1 was a little creepy for me, but like it is almost that premise of like being like, why is everybody buying into this thing that seems so horrible and antithetical to like human independence and nature?
Yes.
And like everybody's just like, this is wonderful. And you're like, no, it ain't. I think that it is a blessing and a curse to sometimes be that person that can see truth and see things with nuance and see things. Some things are black and white, some things are not, and be able to pause and be like, let's see what happens here. Or let's see, is this person consistent or not? What have they done for the state of California in all of the time that they were governor? Turns out it was shit. And I'm not going to let him get away with saying that he did something that he didn't do. But you could have a Democratic voter in Iowa or South Carolina that's like, oh, he's so charming. And he says that he cares about trans people. And he did a good job in California. So I'm going to choose to believe him. And that's what's wrong with our voting system.
Thank you, Alicia Krause. Summed up nicely. I will say I decided to get AI Burt Reynolds and do the voice of Gavin Newsom. And I decided to create a character who's an NPR woman who would be my voice, and we verbatim captured the conversation I had with Gavin Newsom, and this is how much sense Gavin Newsom makes. And by the way, let it be known that Ben Shapiro brought up a subject that Gavin Newsom did not want to talk about, and then Gavin danced around it for 5 minutes, and then they moved on, and he sort of did not want this brought up. When Gavin Newsom came into my studio, he brought up the subject of Black and Hispanics not having access to checking accounts. So that's his subject. I don't know anything about that subject. I don't know what's going on at the check cashing place. I don't know that 50% of Black and Hispanics don't have access to checking accounts. I do know he's lying, and that can't be correct. And having access to, I don't even know what that means. If you want a checking account, you're Black or Hispanic, go get one. But either way, I that's not my subject. So he should be able to back up his own subject because that's his subject.
Yeah.
I know, but don't bring up shit you can't back. I'm a babe in the woods. I'm not planning on talking about predatory check cashing place. I've never been to one. I don't own one.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about them.
You didn't vote for somebody who's supportive of one to your knowledge.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. This is it. Gavin's Burt Reynolds, and I'm NPR chick.
Half of African Americans in the state of California, roughly half of Latino families have no access to a checking account or an ATM, things we take for granted. They don't have a checking account.
What's wrong with them?
Well, because they don't have the resources to sock those things away.
Why do we have them?
A lot of different reasons, but roughly half those families don't.
Why do Armenians have them?
But where they end up is a check cashing place.
But I want to know, why those groups? Why do those two groups not have access?
Just happens to be that we can talk about...
Are they flawed?
No, they're hardly flawed, but they're struggling.
Genetically flawed?
Hardly. Absolutely not.
Do Asians have this problem?
I mean, a lot of communities have problems. A lot of whites have these problems.
So it's not just Black and Hispanic?
No,
Well, why did you bring up black and Hispanic?
Because the magnitude is ominous.
But why so many of them?
It just happens to be just the magnitude.
That's the way God planned it?
Not at all.
Well, what happened to them?
There are a lot of issues, and communities are struggling.
Why are they struggling?
A lot of different reasons.
Hispanics have been here, blacks have been here longer than we have been here.
Well, we can surmise.
What about Asians? They were put in internment camps.
Yeah. In fact, it all initiated out of San Francisco. The Chinese Exclusion Act came out of progressive San Francisco.
So are they at the check cashing places?
A lot of Asians certainly do.
Oh, so why don't you include them?
Because then the only reason why is the magnitude of the problem.
But there's no way to figure out how that happened.
We could talk about, you know what I'm dealing with? I don't want to have a sociological debate.
Sure. Why would you? Why would you want to do that? Because the person from the Times wouldn't write good things about you if you did that.
No, that's not the case. Because I want to deal with reality.
You want to deal with reality? I can tell you what reality is.
People are struggling. People are suffering. I want to deal with the problems in a pragmatic way.
Why are they struggling and why are they suffering?
We can hold hands and surmise about all these other reasons.
I don't want to do that. I want to know why they're struggling. Why are they struggling?
A lot of folks are struggling because they can't find jobs.
Why blacks and Hispanics?
Across the board, all socioeconomics.
So everybody is struggling?
Everybody is struggling.
So Asians are suffering just as much as blacks?
The face of welfare is not an African-American family.
Oh, so it's Asian, Jewish, it's all of them?
Caucasian.
Okay, we're all struggling.
A lot of folks are struggling.
Okay.
I might not hate AI anymore.
He has no fucking idea what he's saying, which is weird. Does anybody around him ever poke him and go, you don't say anything?
He threw his own press office and social media team under the bus in the last week, too. It's like because they called the shooting of Renee Good a domestic act of government terror or something, domestic terror, government-funded terror. And then he had to backtrack that. I don't think that people follow up with him, and I think that we know why he used the blacks and Hispanics line when he was on the show with you. It's because he was trying to pander to his audience, not realizing who he was sitting across from, and that you wouldn't pander to that.
He didn't see that NPR chick coming. Well, I just kept asking the same question, but he didn't.
Yeah, why and how and why and what makes them so different and how and why? Why are they different?
Listen. If you're going to bring up a problem as a human being, but certainly as a politician, like if you go, listen, we got a problem with lead in the pipes, and a lot of kids are getting lead poisoning because these pipes are 100 years old. And then I go, okay, what do we want to do? Want to replace the pipes? I don't know.
Why would you want to replace the pipes?
You bring up the problem, and then you give us the solution. But he wouldn't give the solution.
Nope, just problems.
Right. Speaking of his, I think, hometown of San Francisco, there's a case. And now I've been screaming about this since I've had a microphone, but I really do mean it. And I don't really understand why judges in the criminal system doesn't really recognize this. Like the difference between something that is technically criminal behavior and then posing a threat to society, which is to say, the story was Antoine Watson basically murdered this elderly Asian guy. Now, it's a weird case where the elderly guy, 84-year-old guy.
Jeez.
It's so weird. You know what I love about the left? The left is like, oh, we got to stop all this Asian hate and all these elderly Asians being beaten. And then it's like, oh, who's doing it? Oh, black guys. All right, well, next subject. Like, all right, sorry, Asians, you're out on your own.
It's also why they don't speak up about anti-Semitism.
Right.
Because the people going after them are a protected class as well. Yeah.
Right. So they pick and choose their subjects. This guy, this elderly Asian guy, is 84, he was just standing in his driveway or something.
Oh, God, I don't know if I can watch this.
It's not that bad if you like football. But
it's an 84-year-old man that I know died.
Some of those guys are in the league. So he just runs across and he just puts his shoulder into him and he just topples him and the guy conks his head and he dies, right? So now then they go, why'd you do that? He doesn't know the guy. Didn't you just kill them? And I was literally, can you imagine just being on the other side of the street and seeing an 84-year-old miniature Asian man and going, I'm going to get a full run and start at him and just throw my body at him like a linebacker?
No.
Okay, so then he gets, slap on the wrist and whatever, and because
he was younger at the time, right?
Yeah,
I think I remember they were like, you shouldn't try him as an adult, even though he was legally an adult.
All right, but so here's what I'm saying, everybody. We're at an issue. We're having an issue. Okay, so the issue is we have a lot of progressive DAs and judges and the system. All right, so what happened is the system got too filled with young black men. The system, the prisons, the whole system.
The one that Alyssa Milano said that Gavin Newsom reformed.
Right. It's got too many of them. So they tried to reform the system. Now, what they didn't figure out is the system is just the system. The system just waits for people to come into the courtroom and then decides whether they did something. Now, if you want to fix it, you try to figure out why so many of these people are coming into the courtroom.
Yes.
That's what you want to know. That's what Gavin Newsom didn't want to answer.
Yep.
Why so many blacks and Hispanics? It's a check cashing place. Now, if you want to fix it, that's how you do it. But they try to fix it almost like if you're, all right, here's what I'll say. If you have a leaky basement, there are hundreds of products you could paint on from inside the basement on the inside of the wall, but you're on the inside. The only real way to fix it is to go outside and excavate down 12 feet and put all the water block and wrap and everything on the outside.
Yep.
Now that's fucking major surgery.
Yep.
The inside is $30 bucket of dry lock in a weekend. It'll never, but it'll always start flaking off because you have a math problem.
Yep.
It's coming from the outside and you're patching the inside. And you go, well, what do you have to do on the outside? Well, the outside is you got to get a backhoe and you got to start digging. And you go, I don't have that kind of money. And you go, all right, but you're not going to fix the problem. You can patch it a little bit. But so then they got a bunch of activist judges who are like, well, if there's too many black youth males in the system, then stop putting them in jail and start letting them back out again, which obviously just means more young black guys running around now empowered with this is a revolving door. And so you hear the stories of the guy got arrested 53 times before he put the screwdriver in the chick's neck and stuff like that. It's going to just keep happening. Now, here's the whole thing. There are many, many crimes, and some are real easy, like for me. Like if you embezzle from your company, I would like you dealt with, but you pose no danger to me on the subway. You're a criminal, but you're sort of doing it in your own house, so to speak. And I would like you brought to justice, but you're not going to attack me on the subway.
Yeah.
And my grandfather can hose down his driveway without you getting a running start and
killing him.
Okay. So, and then there's like some crossover, like drunk driving, which is, well, you're not a killer, but you do get drunk and you do get behind the wheel and we could be driving next to you and you could hurt me.
You could kill a family of 5 because you're being a stupid asshole.
Yeah. Well, that's not.
That's how I feel about drunk drivers.
Save the pejoratives. Okay. Save the pejoratives. Okay. Let's not. Here's the point. The point is, that has some crossover, income tax evasion or something like that. That's between you and Uncle Sam.
Yep.
And by the way, they do take enough money, but okay, God bless and whatever. And I hear about these guys. He had a
You sound like a defense attorney.
He had a Ponzi scheme or whatever. No, but remember that couple from St. Louis? And they were like, somebody broke a gate. And it was the summer of love and the Black Lives Matter. And
they were outside with their guns.
And they go, I'll get the M16, you get the pistol, and we'll just stand on our porch.
Yep.
And then we had to try to make an example of them by putting them in jail for 4 years or something.
Ridiculous.
They're not the problem.
Yeah.
And they don't pose any danger to me. And by the way.
Turns out they didn't shoot anybody.
And turns out you guys stood back and watched cities burn to the ground. So why can't people take
care of their own property?
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. You people with the guns have nothing to do with me. As a matter of fact, I would like you as my neighbor. I'm fine with you.
Yeah.
I'm fine with you. But, and even the wife that poisons her rich husband to try to get the life insurance, while I don't condone it and I don't like her, she's never going to hurt me.
Yep.
She's never going to poison me
Unless
or
you
my
maybe
kids.
one day marry
I may
her.
marry that lady. Well, once she hammers that life insurance check and I'm flush. Okay. But the randos, the walking down the street, cold cock, punch in the face, hit on the head with the stabbed in the neck on the
Trying to stab tourists on Hollywood Boulevard.
Rando.
Yep.
Rando. You people are the most dangerous people in our society, and you need to be put away. And these are the people they're doing the revolving thing with. So, of course, so there's like a thing where it's like, well, you know, he just punched a strange woman who was jogging past him on the sidewalk. I'm sorry, if you are capable of putting your hands
on a stranger.
And by the way, you're not even robbing them. You're literally just hurting them. It's hurt. Like I get the robbery gone wrong. I'm not going to argue for you, but all right, you tried to get the guy's wallet and he fought back and you knocked him down or something. This is literally just violence, and it's literally just violence against essentially vulnerable people, lots of women and lots of elderly women. If you can do that, then I immediately need you removed.
You belong in jail.
Yes, and look.
And or out of the country, depending on your citizenship status.
The guy who commits welfare fraud needs to go to jail too, but he's still not going to hurt me. This guy is randomly attacking people. Anyone who does this, you can need no revolving door on the rando violence people.
But the problem is, like you mentioned, those activist prosecutors, as we've seen, and activist judges that we've seen that have said, well, white collar crime guy, rich, old, white, probably Trump voting Republican.
Right.
He must go to jail.
Right.
This 19-year-old kid that killed an 84-year-old man, you know, the recidivism rates in that community are just too high, and we need to try to like get him out of this cycle of systemic racism within the system. And so therefore...
Yeah, we don't want him in the system. Right. No, I get they're being heroes, but tell that to your grandpa or the woman riding the subway, you fucking idiots. All right, take a break. Alicia Krause has the news, and we'll do that right after this. Huel. Well, I'm a busy guy, filming podcasts, out on the road, doing stand-up. So, you know, like to hit my protein goals, and I like it to be convenient. And that's why I started using Huel's high-protein starter kit, a combo of ready-to-drink bottles and Black Edition powder. Ready to Drink has 35 grams of protein, 27 vitamins and minerals, gluten-free, and no fake junk. On days at home, I go with the powder and some water. Just mix it up in my shake bottle. Same protein, same nutrients, same great taste. Having both keeps me consistent when life gets chaotic. Yeah, I travel a lot of early mornings, a lot of airports, a lot of hotels. Got to keep the Huel on hand. Each one costs under $5, which is cheaper than a lot of takeout I'd otherwise be eating, and it wouldn't be good for me. It's Huel, right, Dawson?
If you're focusing on protein right now, or just trying to feel a little more put together, this bundle really helps. Limited time offer. Get Huel's full high protein starter kit today with our exclusive offer of 20% off online with our code ADAM20. That's Huel.com/Adam20. New customers only. Thank you to Huel for partnering and supporting our show.
Pluto TV has thousands of free movies and TV shows.
What? This is the mindset. Free. This is the mantra. Free. This is the mindset.
With movies like Joe Dirt, Pixels, and 50 First Dates.
This is awesome.
And TV shows like Survivor, SpongeBob SquarePants, The Fairly Odd Parents, and Ghosts. Pluto TV is always free.
Huzzah!
Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
You're welcome.
It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Peace, man. I almost died laughing when you said engine foot after Motorhead. I don't know if a lot of people got it, but it was fucking classic.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Yeah, somebody said what was Lemmy's first band before Motorhead, and I said Engine Foot. And, may have been appreciated via the eyebrow movement here in the clubhouse, but not a lot of applauding went on, but that's all right. It's all right.
Eyebrow.
Well, I think I picked another word for motor, which was engine, and then I went from the head down to the foot, All right. I didn't write it down or anything, but I appreciate people are listening.
You didn't do that in bed over the weekend? That wasn't a joke you led with?
Can we institute something? Because I like lessons and laws and like societal norms. Can we institute something? There were 2 pizza boxes back there. I just happened to go check out one, and it's empty. Would you guys all be for, and I don't know
a vote of the office?
Who the individual was who took the last piece of pizza?
Probably the new guy.
But can we make a nationwide law that you start training your kids on this? Like you don't get out of the 6th grade, which is, if you take the last piece of fucking pizza, throw away the fucking box. Don't shut the lid and walk away, because then I think there's a piece of pizza in there, and then I open it up and it's empty because you had the last piece, but you never threw away the box. But the rule is you must chuck the box. Hold on. Addendum. When you take the last piece of pizza, you either chuck the box or you leave the lid open. If you don't have a place to do it.
Okay.
But you don't shut the lid and walk away. And by the way, I'll say the same thing for mayonnaise and Tabasco and everything else. When the fucking thing is empty, don't put it away.
Oh my God.
Throw
That's
it
my
out.
biggest pet peeve.
Throw it away.
My kids will sneak a bag of chips and then leave it with a clip on it and everything. And I'm like, who did this?
What's wrong with the clip?
Well, because they finished the bag and it's just crumbs at the bottom. So I go in thinking there's a bag of chips, and they've tried to hide it. I mean, maybe it's clever. What are your thoughts though on, so say you have 1 cheese pizza and 1 pepperoni pizza, and all of the cheese pizza is gone. Home Alone storyline starting right here. But there's like a couple pieces of cheese, and then somebody just, to condense space, puts some of the cheese in the pepperoni box. Does that annoy you? Or
no, I don't mind consolidation. Okay. I don't mind consolidation.
Even if it's consolidation of 2 different kinds?
Look.
I had a girlfriend that got annoyed at that one time.
Look, here let me explain. I like where your head's at because there's effort.
Yes.
Walking away from the empty pizza box just makes you a piece of shit. See what I did there? Motorhead. No, I just mean that means you don't care about anyone. You're lazy. You got your piece of pizza and you're done.
I think I'm fine.
The consolidation thing is a calorie burner. I like it.
Okay.
I'm fine with it. And I don't think it's confusing. You open it up and you go, okay, we have 3 cheese and 3 pepperoni left. I'll do the math here. Now, but we do need a ratio consideration, which is to say, we do, and I've been yelling about this my whole life, we do way too much. And anyone that's been on a set, a movie set or a TV set, when they send the PA out to the lunch run, they'll go, because they'll do it when you're filming. Someone's going on a lunch run, and they'll go, all right, we're going to Jersey Mike's. And then somebody will inevitably tell this person, they'll go, get 10 beef, get 10 roast beef, 10 turkey, and 10 veggies. And the person will start leaving, and I'll go, no one's here who's a vegetarian. Or there is, it's one, and she packed her own lunch. Or no one's, and then...
Don't order 10 veggies.
Right, but they do that. And then at the end, there's 9 veggies sitting there, and then what people do with veggie sandwiches, they'll pick through the corpse of it, like they'll start pulling cheese off and stuff like that. But, okay, don't do it. Get your numbers right. Like, I go, look... Don't get 10 veggie if there's no vegetarians on this set. Go ask who's a vegetarian. Don't just go. That's one less
gluten-free is the thing now.
Sandwich we're gonna have. I was at on the road, as I'd explain, and I was in Oregon, and I was at the Ramada Inn, or I don't know, whatever the hotel. They have the continental breakfast, from 6 a.m. to 10. And I went down there just to check it out, get some coffee. And I went down there, and they had they had the chafing dish that had the pre-made, I'm calling them omelets, but sort of miniature little egg and cheese or whatever. Nothing.
Like a frittata kind of thing.
Yeah, it was a small, looked like they're the size of a Jack in the Box taco on its side, right? And it just had two things. One said veggie and egg white, and the other just said cheddar cheese.
Yep.
And regular egg. And I go, all right, well, that sounds good. And I lifted up, and the cheddar cheese was gone. And there were 11 veggie egg white ones because nobody wants the veggie egg white one. But what I'm saying is it takes just as much effort to make a veggie egg white one as it does to make the cheddar cheese one. So why don't we just have a very few? It's like, and then you go in the room and they have coffees, and there's 2 regular and 2 decaf. It's we're not 50-50. I've been to Starbucks 1,000 times. I've never heard anyone order a decaf.
Half of the places ordering decaf.
It doesn't. That's not the ratio. It's not half the guys
but it's
at
because
the Bend Ramada Inn want the veggie one. No, it's less than 10%. And it's the same as it is with the coffee. It's less than 10%. Don't make your ratio. Fix your ratio.
But this is the problem, though. It's the loudest voices get the most attention. It's like Shake Shack used to have the tastiest peanut butter milkshake. And then they announced a few years ago, I think when I was pregnant with baby number 3 and craving that sucker. Oh, no, we're not going to do this anymore because out of respect for people that come into our stores with a peanut allergy. And I was third trimester raging. And I told the manager, I'm like, oh, you mean the less than 2% of the country that has a peanut allergy?
Well, that really has a peanut allergy.
That really has a peanut allergy?
Well,
EpiPen needed peanut allergy?
Right. 46% claim to have one. All right.
But it's the same thing.
I
have
agree.
to do it so then that one vegetarian that goes there can't be like, oh my God, the Ramada Inn in Bend was out of my vegetarian omelet and they're anti-vegetarian.
Well, the only thing that was good about Southwest was the peanuts, and those are all gone. All right, let's do some news.
Let's do some news. I don't know if there's any good news coming out of Minnesota these days. It's kind of crazy. We have video of Don Lemon, a former CNN host. He's been put, quote unquote, on notice by the Justice Department after he joined a group of anti-ICE agitators who stormed a church in Minneapolis during a service over the last couple of days. It was this Sunday. Lemon has been posting independent journalism that he's super duper proud of since being fired by CNN, and he's been documenting the Minnesota chaos following the fatal ICE shooting of Renee Nicole Good. He entered the church along with anti-ICE agitators and began filming and told that the viewers there at the church and during his live stream that this was the freedom to protest and what the First Amendment was all about. Let's watch what he thinks the First Amendment is all about because we can break that down later.
What do you think of this? I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful.
This is the pastor
It's shameful
of the church.
to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship. So,
but there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
Okay, but listen, we live there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me though.
We're here to worship Jesus. Yes. That's why we're here. Yes. Okay, that's why we're here. That's what we're about.
Don't you think Jesus would be understanding
we're about
and love these folks?
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them as a Christian?
No one is willing to talk.
Okay.
I have to take care of my church and my family, so I asked that you actually would also leave this building.
You don't want us to chronicle what happened?
Unless you're here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship.
I suck a little cock. Yeah. All right. Okay. A couple things.
The hand.
Every single one of these former CNN or anybody news journalists who go off on their own always surprise, hard leftists.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole time,
shock and awe.
The whole time they're employed by CNN, they're doing this. You don't know what my politics are. You don't know how I vote. You're all just crazy leftist lunatics who pretended to be middle-of-the-road journalists working for
really
CNN.
Did a shitty job of pretending to be.
Well, you acted like we didn't know who you were.
We were the judgmental ones. So he talked there, by the way, the whole, get your hands off me is such a girly move.
I know.
But the pastor, Don Lemon put his hand on the pastor reciprocated. I didn't see a push. Where's the push, man?
He was trying to keep little reins.
So, Carmi, Harmeet Dillon, who's awesome. She wrote over on X. She's the Justice Department's Assistant Attorney General specifically for the Civil Rights Division. She said a house of worship is not a public forum for your protest. It's a space protected from exactly such acts by federal criminal and civil laws. Nor does the First Amendment protect your pseudo-journalism of disrupting a prayer service. So this is where, as a super duper pro-life person that's been kind of against the FACE Act, I'm going to point and laugh at my leftist friends, because the FACE Act prevents pro-lifers from praying or protesting within a certain space of a reproductive facility.
Yeah.
And the Planned Parenthood and leftists use this all the time to stop old ladies from praying outside of Planned Parenthoods.
Yeah.
But this also, the same act protects this church and any religious disruptions, specifically on private property, which is what these people were doing.
Yeah. By the way, Harmeet's going to come out to D.C. at the Kennedy Center and come say hi.
Oh, that's
while
awesome.
I'm out there on January 31st. So we sort of text back and forth a little bit.
That's awesome. So Don Lemon, to double down on you being right about him being a radical leftist, he did a podcast interview after this incident, and he called the people at the church white supremacists.
And there's a certain degree of entitlement. I think people who are, in the religious groups like that, it's not the type of Christianity that I practice, but I think that they're entitled, and that entitlement comes from a supremacy, a white supremacy. And they think that this country was built for them, that it is a Christian country, when actually we left England because we wanted religious freedom. It's religious freedom, but only if you're a Christian and only if you're a white male, pretty much. And so, yeah, I absolutely 100%, but it's an intimidation tactic. And, I said, I don't understand how I've become the face of it when I was a journalist. I do understand that I'm the biggest name there. And I'm also, as I was on with my producers this morning, you and Kylie talk all the time. My producers were saying, I said, how did I become the face of it? And my producer said, Don, you're a gay black man.
If you remember that, it'll solve every problem.
I think the guys have a picture of one of the white supremacists that he was talking about there. It's a scared Asian dad huddling his son and with his Asian wife sitting in the pew looking shocked. Even when he was harassing the pastor there and the pastor was graciously giving him time and answering him, did you see the white mom and the black mom walking past, like trying to get their kids out of the church?
Yeah, look, first off, they're all narcissists. And really what they cannot reconcile is nobody gives a shit about them. Mm-hmm. So the worst thing you can say to a narcissist is who? Who are you? Nobody cares. I mean, not even in a bad way. Just, I don't know who you are.
Yep. White supremacists right there.
Right. So in the world, so it's like when you're on a schoolyard and you have a crush on somebody, you hope that person has a crush on you and you can go steady. But in lieu of that, it's better almost when they come and pull on your pigtails or kick you in the shin or something. But the worst you can have is nothing. Mm-hmm. I don't know who that person is, and I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the worst. So we don't know who these people are, and we're not interested. And at a certain point, they get bored with their obscurity, and then they have to come to us and cause. All of these things are self-inflicted. Mm-hmm. Every single thing they do is they get out, they get in front, they push, they shove, and then they become victims. Then what Don Lemon does is he goes into a church, which is in the middle of a service, and goes, as a gay man, as a black man, I know I'm not well. Then you don't have to come in here. Uh-huh. So it's all self-inflicted, everything they do.
The best part was the end of that clip, if we can pull it back up, where he talks about, Don Lemon's like, oh, don't these people have a First Amendment right? Like, don't you want to talk to them? And the pastor's like, none of these people want to talk to us.
Right.
Like, and I think that, here's the other thing. Now we know news reports. That pastor right there has the same last name as an ICE officer that works at like a Minneapolis facility. So these anti-ICE protesters went to this poor dude's church who might be completely unaffiliated with the ICE officer that they were trying to dox and target.
Right.
And they want us to think that they're the good guys?
Well, let me just give you the kind of I will give you the long and the short of all of this. Most people work this way. The people who think like I think and Alicia thinks and the normal people. You just go, all right, let's see. The Rams are playing Seattle. Good for the championship, whatever. I'm a Rams fan, and I would be happy just to take my son and go to a Rams bar and watch the Rams game amongst Rams fans. Now, here's the problem with the super angry Seattle fans and all the crazy bitches. They're not happy to go to the Seattle bar and enjoy the Seattle game. They would do that for the first quarter. But at a certain point, instead of just sitting with like-minded Seattle people and cheering your team on, that's not enough for you. Then you have to get up and you have to go to the Rams bar. And then you walk in and you go, I have every right to be here. And the Rams guys go, fine, have a beer, sit down. And you go, okay. And then you realize you're not getting enough attention just sitting and having a beer. So then you get up and you go, you know what? I want to change the channel. I want to watch women's basketball. And then we go, hold on, dude. No, we're watching the Rams game. And matter of fact, why don't you go back to the Seattle bar and pitch that at the Seattle bar? Or better yet, just go to the Seattle bar and shut the fuck up and watch it. Now, I'm not doing it. Then at a certain point, you stand up on the bar and you start reaching for the TV remote and you start changing the channels, and a Rams fan grabs you and pulls you back down, and then you start screaming, I'm under attack.
Yes.
That's exactly what all you assholes are doing. Go to the Seattle bar, watch your fucking team, and shut the fuck up. That's all we're trying to do here. But you have to do this, and then at some point you become a victim because you've come into our bar and you want to change that. And by the way, if you just wanted to come into our bar wearing your Seattle jersey and sit down and have a Michelob Ultra, you would have been left alone. Now, if I put my Rams jersey on and went to your bar, I wouldn't have been left alone.
They probably would have been left alone had they gone into the church, sat through the service, then asked to talk to the pastor after.
But you can't do that.
Even if they had protested on the street, but they went into private property.
That's right, because you need to be a victim. Because you have to be a victim.
As a church-going mama, it really pissed me off seeing those poor kids because they have no idea what's going on.
No, I know.
And now they're terrorized and afraid to go to church and asking mommy what happened and why those people were yelling at them.
Yes. Just go to your Seattle bar, get a beer, and shut the fuck up. That's all. Easy way to go. And then while you're on the Rams bar trying to change the TV set and people are yelling at you, you're yelling, I didn't ask for any of this. I don't want any of this.
Why are you hitting me, bro?
I know. That's what you're doing. So just fucking stay in your bar. But you don't want that. That's not what you can't just sit there and enjoy what you enjoy.
You know, because
Cannot
of
be
you,
done.
I say bro more now.
Thank you, bro.
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 My 12-year-old says bruh.
Bruh.
That's like a kid thing now. You know, they say like bruh.
I didn't know that, but I do know if you say American, that's fine. But if you say American, you just start with an M. That means you're a super patriot. American.
It depends on what crowds.
American.
Not in Minneapolis right now.
No. Homes.com. Well, some might say Homes.com is the best home shopping site. And maybe Homes.com's super comprehensive and transparent agent directory. Or maybe it's that Homes.com is the only site that always directly connects you with the listing agent who knows the home the best. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's because Homes.com has the most in-depth neighborhood content of any home shopping site that's extensively researched to highlight the personality of each neighborhood. I'd say it's probably all the above. I love going to Homes.com. I like to just see what's going on out there. I'm sort of a fan, you know, and you should be too, but especially if you're looking for a home. Homes.com goes above and beyond to bring home shoppers the in-depth info they need to find the right home. Homes.com. That's Homes.com. We've done your homework. O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts. They're in the business of keeping whose car on the road? Your car on the road. They offer friendly, helpful service and all the knowledge you need. If I can't figure out what's going on, cars having issues, it's always the first call I make. Now, I usually know what's going on with my car, so I go over there and I get the parts I need and all the additives and everything else. They have thousands of parts in stock. They'll test your battery for free. Need wipers, brake light out, something, quick fix. They'll get you the right part right away. Everyone who works there is knowledgeable and friendly. The professional parts people at O'Reilly are your one-stop shop for DIY auto stuff in store, or online, it's O'Reilly Auto Parts, right, Dawson?
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit them online at O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam.
All right. So Matthew McConaughey was recently on the On Purpose with Jay Shetty podcast, and he spoke about his dislike for participation medals and how chasing perfection is really what drives him.
Yeah. Well, but I'm also, as you know from the book, I'm not into extra credit. I don't like 4.2 GPAs. That tells me, like, well, what happened? Then we're not giving the right test. If 4 was the pinnacle, that means not many people should be getting it, if anybody.
Yeah.
So now we're getting 4 2s, 4 4s. That tells me we've over leveraged the original task, or we've added amnesty or too many places to not do have the real competence and merit at the task that you're supposed to give, because especially I think in the West, because we want everyone to feel really great. Participation trophies, 4.2 GPA. Well, I feel better.
He goes on to say, but like
Shanty seemed bored or didn't know what he was talking about. Or, I've won. Okay, first off, 1,000%.
Yep.
There's no such thing as giving 110%. We'll just do 100%. That'll be that. And 4.0, that's the max. You can get it or not, but we don't have to keep going above what we had. And we need a better term for participation trophy, because participation trophies have always existed and they're a good thing.
Do you think they are?
Yes.
Because you're a part of the team and everybody's working together kind of situation? Or?
Well, it's a weird thing, and maybe it's just because I played way too much football and Pop Warner football.
Yeah.
A participation trophy is just that. It's a participation trophy.
Yeah, everybody knows you're not the first place person.
Everybody who shows up to this 10K is going to get a little button that said, I ran this 10K. Somebody's going to win this 10K and they'll get a trophy. And there'll be a best offensive player, best defensive player, most valuable player. Sometimes they'll break it down like best lineman, best defensive back and stuff like that, most improved, blah, blah, blah. But everybody gets a participation trophy because everyone who came here went to all the practices, went to all the games, and basically made it through a participation.
And also helped the team. Like if you're talking about a team sport.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
not everybody's the quarterback, but it does take a team effort to win a game.
Yeah, but you could have just been riding the pine the whole time, as we would say, but you still scrimmaged and practiced and played the defense on the scrimmage and stuff like that. Listen, a participation trophy saying, and I know what he means, but we need a better term, because it's like saying we shouldn't be handing out these high school diplomas. It's like, no, if you went to high school and you completed high school, then you get a diploma. You don't get valedictorian, and you don't get a free ride to Harvard, and you don't get class clown or best looking. You just get a piece of paper that says you went here and you completed this. Now, it's worth as much as a participation trophy is, which is not anything, but you should still have it. Yeah. So it's called something. They're sort of saying, stop giving everyone the most valuable trophy. But here's really what they did. They reverse engineered it. They went, everyone gets a participation trophy, and we're not going to give out most valuable trophy because that'll make people feel ashamed. So then the participation
trophy became a bad thing because you weren't giving out the best thing.
Right. And the participation trophy, and like I said, especially you play football, you go to all the practices and sweat it out and run all the wind sprints and do all the push-ups and stuff. Good. Here's a fucking trophy. You should get a trophy for that. Just like you should get you should get a piece of paper that says you graduated North Hollywood High. It doesn't mean you're top of the class. It doesn't mean anything.
Or whatever my homeschool school was called.
Right. You just won. The Pots and Pans International. You were there.
Yeah.
And
I learned some things.
Yeah.
Learned how to read.
Yeah.
I was the valedictorian of my class, though.
Really? You beat out your kid brother? Sweet.
That's the joke.
It's got to be.
There's some really good homeschool jokes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Thank you.
What are the good homeschool jokes?
The good homeschool jokes. Oh gosh, the other one is like, I was always teacher's pet.
I'll tell you the only reason why. Sorry, I don't want to be a nitpick, but I keep saying now with homeschooling, they get a collective together.
They do.
Right?
That's cheating.
Is that cheating?
Well, when they go to like a co-op isn't always cheating. Like I have a girlfriend down the South Bay that runs an awesome co-op, and that's like once or twice a week the kids get together and hang out and play. But they're literally kind of like charter schools essentially, where you bring your kid for a half day and somebody is teaching your kid. That's like a type of private school to me. That's not like homeschooling.
But there is such a homeschooling where it's like 3 families come together.
Those were pods, and those kind of started during COVID, but they're still paying a teacher, so that ain't homeschooling either.
No, but I mean, is there a thing where you go, this mother's going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then that mother's going to do like...
I have heard of that. I've never experienced that when I was homeschooled or when I homeschooled my girls. I didn't do that. It was me and them. I
think my mom probably would have made the worst homeschool teacher.
I felt
ever,
like I did.
Probably.
It's so hard, man. I'm not smart enough to do it past 6th grade. History, Bible, literature is my jam. Math, nope. This is why my husband makes the money, and I just spend it.
Good for you.
Speaking of money, billionaire developer, friend of the program, Rick Caruso, won't be running for California governor or LA mayor. This bomb dropped on us on Friday, and I went to dinner with some friends that night that were pissed off at him. I'm curious about your take about this. But Rick Caruso spent a lot of last year publicly muling this run for California governor or Los Angeles mayor, and his ultimate decision in his Instagram post that he posted on Friday evening was neither. He said that he will not run for either office this year, putting an end to the projected all the speculation that he would launch some sort of political bid in 2026. He said, quote, after much reflection and many heartfelt conversations with my family, I've decided not to pursue elected office at this time. It was a difficult decision, and I am deeply disappointed to step back from an election that is so critical to California's future. He encouraged people that he wants to keep working on fire recovery through his nonprofit Steadfast LA and help people rebuild their homes, etc. So a lot of people on the right, and I'm sure you saw this, were like, shame on you. You kind of held up potentially good candidates. You held up these candidates from getting money, and you like kissed the ring and the booty of Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom. I mean, I like Rick. I don't agree with him on everything. And I think that people who have said that he is like Trump light are totally off base. But I don't know that I go to the, oh, shame on you. You held up everything for everybody. What's your stance?
I like him. I know him personally. He's a good guy. I sit around and I just sort of think about LA and what we've done in the last few years. And to think that we could have had Rick Caruso, and instead, you know, it's kind of one thing where you go, we could have had Rick Caruso, but instead we got this guy who's something like Rick Caruso. We got Karen Bass. So basically,
the antithesis of Rick Caruso.
If LA was a franchise, we'd be like, look, it's between Tom Brady and Ryan Leaf. Who's going to be the franchise quarterback for LA? And we went, we're taking Ryan Leaf. And then we watched Tom Brady's career while Ryan flamed out. And it's like, we could have had this, but we chose that. And the that we chose was the antithesis of this and the worst thing that could happen. And again, just another dingbat who has no interest or thoughts, or maybe he's just a communist. I don't know if Karen. I mean, she's been to Cuba enough. I don't know what her. I don't know if it's incompetence.
She's a little Bernie Sanders light, I think.
Oh yeah, she's real. Like when you look into Karen Bass, look, you can kind of go, oh come on, give me a break, but. I'm sorry, if you've been to Cuba 17 times, maybe there is some connection there. I've not been to Cuba ever because it's not my thing, but you've been there 17 times. How many times has Karen Bass been to Cuba?
Almost as many as Bernie, maybe. Didn't he honeymoon there?
He honeymooned.
15 trips?
He honeymooned in the Soviet Union. She visited Cuba 15 times, reportedly taking, 15 trips, young community activist. All right, I'm just saying...
Wait, so she has been 18 times. So she went on 15 trips in the 70s and then several more, like between the 70s and 2020.
18 times.
18 times.
Well, maybe she has some allegiance or some thoughts about their way of governing, and perhaps she took some of that back here.
I don't know if I've been back to Oklahoma to visit my mom 18 times since I left at 18.
Well, that's kind of my thing. Like if you...
You have an affinity for a place.
If I had been to, the Netherlands 20 times and then I was running for mayor, you could think that some of my thought process might think about, well, how would they do it over there? Mm-hmm. But anyway, so we could add Rick Caruso. We got a dunce instead who may not even just be incompetent. She may just be sort of secretly, quietly doing what we just think of her as dumb or like incompetent.
Incompetent. I would say incompetent.
Right, but it might go deeper in that. Like I can't.
I don't know if you can be dumb having been able to win and keep office in politics.
I shouldn't say dumb.
Yeah,
I shouldn't
that's
say
why
dumb.
I think incompetence or wrong.
I think wrong. Yeah.
Especially like based on our belief systems.
She blames the homelessness on, income inequality. Mm-hmm. So
which is stupid.
Right. So here's the point. Maybe she's not dumb, but she has super dumb thoughts all the time. Which I would argue makes you de facto dumb.
That's true. I see it now. Mm-hmm. I understand that correlation. It is interesting though that he talks about like, I'm sorry to sit this out. I don't know. It kind of read to me as like maybe more of a personal decision than like a strategic, political, or business one.
Rick's got a pretty good life going for himself.
Well, at that event that you guys did together at the Americana, he talked about like the importance of public service, and public service isn't just serving in politics, which I would completely agree with. And I think that that's a good thing for the average citizen to understand. Like, in order to sacrifice and serve your neighborhood, your family, your country, you don't have to run for mayor, right? But sometimes we need guys like a Rick that are capable of like putting their reputation, their money on the line and doing it. And I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm now voting for Spencer Pratt.
I'm fine with him. She was in a group called Veceremos Brigade, which is basically Castro Youth Brigade.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good.
Just a stone's throw away from Hitler Youth.
Why shouldn't she run
Castro Youth?
California, or at least Los Angeles.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
All right. I'm going to be in New York at Rodney's doing a live podcast there with Scaramucci, and then I'm doing a stand-up show, and then I'm off with Megyn Kelly to Chester, New York. That show will probably sell out. But then you can go to check out DC. I'm going to be there as well. Alicia Krause, weekly op-ed for the Washington Examiner, everybody. And good job. Until next time, Sam Crow for Alicia Krause saying mahalo. Sam's got a podcast. Sam's got dates. Sam is all over the place. And if you go to Sam Tripoli, spelled pretty much phonetically, right?
Yeah.
SamTripoli.com, you can find out about all that stuff. Is that correct?
Yeah, didn't change my name up. Sometimes I wish I would and come up with a cool stage name, but went with my dad's name, which is my name.
Oh, yeah. You know what I was talking about the other day? You can tell a lot about your family by their sort of ambivalence to stuff, And I realized I had two instances with my family. My dad, who was just sort of, he's like a Labrador, which is, nice, but he ain't doing anything for you. He's just going to hang out. Right. You know what I mean? And I said to him once, I go, I don't have a middle name. What is that? I mean, why no middle name? Now, I know what it is. It's effort. Like the people that give their kids 5 middle names, I always get pissed off, but it's because they love the shit out of them, or at least they did when they were born. But I said to my dad, I go, why no middle name? And he goes, I don't know. It just means like, I don't know, you wouldn't name you wouldn't name your neighbor's kid. You wouldn't give him a middle name. Well, why? He didn't care, And then he goes, I don't know. You should ask your mom. And I asked my mom, and she goes, I don't know. Ask your dad. I go, okay, neither one of you know because you're just like, who cares? But my dad, I realized I got his brother, Ralph, when he died, he left behind like a Purple Heart or some accommodation from the war. And my dad gave it to me. And I looked at it and it said Ralph Carolla. And I said, your brother went by Carolla? Yeah. And you go by Carolla? And he goes, yeah. I go, well, why does your brother go by a different last name? And he goes, I don't know. I was like, oh, you never... These are things normal people would like ask and have answers for. And I realized it's not that he's not like inquisitive. It's like he's such the opposite of family that is like, I don't know. Why would you fucking ask that bum if he has a recipe for gazpacho? Like, I don't know. I'm not talking to him. Why would you talk to him? Like, but that's his brother. His brother goes by a different last name.
So crazy.
And I'm like, well, what is it? Is it Carolla? Is it Carolla? And he's like, I don't know why Ralph did that. Maybe it was.
But was it Carolla and Ralph just
what
changed
the hell?
it?
Now don't ask me.
What was your grandpa's name?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he was a.
Was it Carollex?
He was a Jocko.
What?
Yeah, Jocko Carolla. That's a pretty good one. But he's an Italian guy.
Name ever, Jocko?
Jocko Carolla. Well, like
that's a nice
sort of
name,
Italian Jack or he died when my dad was like 18 or 19 or something. So really? I never met that guy.
My brother, I got 2 middle names. My brother got no middle name.
What?
And he's affected by it.
Oh, well, who are you talking to?
Yeah, he got so angry to the point he changed his name totally to my mother's maiden name and his nickname. That's my brother.
Okay. Well, is he pissed? See, I take it as a sign. Well, okay, I'll put it to you this way. For me, it's very consistent in their behavior or with their behavior. And that if they had, saved college money for me or bought me a car on my 16th birthday or something, I'd go, well, they're caring, loving, concerned people. But for them, it's total consistency. They didn't care then. They didn't really care later. So it makes sense. But your family you got 2 and he got none.
None.
But is your brother pissed because it's sort of a metaphor for being sort of apathetic about him?
No. My brother was treated way better. My brother was the #1 high school bowler in New York State. And where I'm from,
really?
that means something.
Wow. #1.
Yeah, my brother could bowl 300s with both hands.
Really?
Yeah, he could get perfect game, both hands.
Really? Wow.
At a very young age, my brother was the chosen one.
Wow.
He's more hung than I am, and he's younger, which is devastating.
So who needs a nickname?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll take the bigger dick and no nickname over 2 nicknames and a smaller dick.
Well, these aren't nicknames. These are middle names, right?
Names, yeah.
Yeah, the only good part of my saga is I gave myself a middle name.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Which is I just wrote in Lakers one day when I was at the DMV when I was like 22.
Your middle name is Lakers?
It's on my driver's license.
It's the best thing I've ever heard.
It's on every fucking official document I have.
Hey,
everything I have.
Snuck it in through the DMV?
Go get my phone.
That's weird, man.
Somebody get my phone. I will show you this.
But damn.
The great news is I am going to the Lakers game tonight, and every time I go to the Lakers game, because Jay Moore gets me in, Jeannie Buss just walks over, and I just pull that license out, and I go, I want a free beer, bitch.
That's awesome,
I want a
dude.
hot dog on a stick.
That's awesome.
Well, the awesome part is if you don't have a middle name, there's just a blank square when you're doing paperwork, and then you just write in whatever you want. But
my daughters have cool middle names.
Do they want to?
Yeah, Ninja, Ghost, and Ninja.
Thank you.
That's cool.
Ghost and
so
Ninja.
strange.
Yeah.
Really?
They're known on the internet by their middle names.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want scumbags knowing their real name. Because there's so many just autistic momos out there that will go after them. So they're known as from their middle names.
But their middle name, that's what it says on the birth certificate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun having a fun dad.
I guarantee you at some point they will go by their middle names. Because guys will love that. Hey, I'm Ghost Tripoli. You're like, well, what's your real name? No, that's my legal name.
Listen,
given to me
right.
by my parents.
You're right, but you don't want to go like full Frank Zappa. You know, because then you get named Moon Unit and Dweezil and stuff. Like, no, I don't mind Ninja Warrior, Cash Widecock or something good, you know. But I don't want to be Dweezil.
Yeah, 100%.
Or Moon Unit.
Dweezil? Dude, imagine naming your kid Dweezil. Like, oh, I just want him to get the shit kicked out of him forever.
Yeah. All right, I will pass that to you so you can verify.
There it is, dude. There it is.
There it is. There it is.
My parents named me after Santa Claus.
What?
Yeah, Nicholas is my middle name. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I felt like weird hiding that from you. I was born the day before Christmas. Now I'm stuck with Saint Nick. Yeah.
I'll tell you the guy we should all be
It wasn't Mayhem? They didn't give you Mayhem? Because that's the greatest name.
Yeah.
The guy we should be, we should all, sorry, I just turned my phone on. We should all say this about our dads when they pass, which is, I'd heard that Tucker Carlson's dad passed like last week or something like that, right? Yeah, but you know, at a certain point, you're old enough, they're old enough, you know, like, I get it.
That's my goal.
Yeah, to
get to that time where they're good and then wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Yeah.
I don't want them wiping my butt. That is one of my goals in life.
Yeah. So I just shot him a note. I just said, hey, I heard your dad pass. Sorry about that. You know, nothing. Just short, stay strong. You know, thinking about you.
Guy shit.
Guy shit. And he writes back, thanks a million, Adam. And our family, he was everyone's hero. And he was fully himself to the minute he died. Never degraded or fundamentally diminished. That was the greatest blessing. I feel weirdly okay about it, actually. I knew him so well, and our relationship was so happy and uncomplicated that mostly I feel gratitude. Not a word left unsaid. And I just wrote back, I fucking hope my son says that about me when I die. I don't know, how are you doing better than that?
That is a new goal for me.
How? Not a word left unsaid.
You send the most basic thing, and he sent you the greatest thing.
I'm like... That's the way you felt about your dad. Yeah, I know. That's the great. What a feeling that must be. Like, he was the greatest guy. He was a hero. We didn't leave anything on the table. It was always discussed, and I feel blessed. I mean,
what a blessing. I think
Jesus Christ.
Every dad that is in their kid's life want their children to say that for them, about them at the end.
Well, and here's the caveat. You're going to have to earn it.
No, 100%.
You can't just be with your new girlfriend in Florida all fucking year, never calling your kids on their birthday. Like, you have to fucking earn it. You gotta take them out to a dinner. You gotta spend some time with them. You gotta have some discussion.
Give them the cool lessons of life.
Give them the lessons of life. Like, you gotta earn it. You want that, you gotta earn it.
So my daughter now loves to play PS5, and I don't know if you've seen the games that kids play now. They're the most retarded shit you'll ever see in your life. It is. If it's dumbing down, it's dumbing down. But my daughter likes playing it. But, you know, she's this generation that, you know, because they can't go out and play. I like, dude, the children on my kids' block, they just turned 5.
Okay.
The children on my block are like the kids under the stairs. You like see them, you're like, did I just see a kid? Can we play together? But they don't do it, right? So they've been playing on pads inside. And so I got her a PS5. I got me a PS5 that she could play. And so, but when it gets difficult, she wants to give up the game. So I gave her this Newt Rockney speech about how she's a Tripoli, because my dad gave me this. You're a Tripoli, we don't quit, you power, and it's a 10-minute speech I gave this 5-year-old. I've been waiting to give this speech forever. And then after I was done, she went back and played, and I felt so good about myself. I walked into my kitchen, I saw my girlfriend, I go, did you hear the speech? She goes, she's 5 years old.
Yeah. Women don't like speeches, and they don't like motivational speeches, I've realized. But I gave the same speech to my daughter. I was like, listen, you're a Carolla or Carollo. It's not really been settled. All right, let's just table that for a second.
Yeah.
Now, getting it. Oh, you don't know who Newt Rockney is? How about the Gipper?
You don't know anything.
All right, well, let me just kind of regroup. I'll be back. I'll be back. Let me see if I can get the name down here.
Yep.
Newt Gipper, the ultimate coach.
Let me give you the Newt Gipper speech.
Yeah, I've realized my son's turning 19, and I'm trying to find something for him, like stuff he could be good at, stuff he could get paid for. It's also funny. These kids don't have to do anything now.
They don't. They literally, and they don't. They
and
don't.
people go, oh yeah, because you're rich guys, your kids. Poor people don't need to do anything. Evidently, no one needs to do anything anymore. Everyone's just kind of.
Dude, my buddy's like he can't get anyone to work. He goes, these kids don't want. He runs lifeguarding in Vegas, and my friend Mike B was telling me, he's like, I can't hire anybody. Nobody will do the jobs. When I was a kid, this was like the greatest job you could get. I can't get any kids to do these jobs.
No, nobody wants to do anything anymore, and somehow aren't compelled. Like, you go, don't you need money? It's like, I got Apple Pay. It's like, I'm telling you what it is. It's air conditioning, big screen TVs, and edibles. Yep. Between those three,
nobody's doing shit.
And Grubhub, everyone's just like, fuck it, man.
I don't need to leave the house.
I've talked to young people who used to work here, and I'd be like, you're a dude. Yeah. You're dirty. Yeah. What's the plan? They go, what do you mean? Yeah. I go, you kind of want to career-wise, do stuff. They go, the Taste of Encinos this weekend. We're going out to that. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm talking about career shit. And they're like, I said to one of them, I go, listen, you got air, you got a big TV, and you got pot. He's like, yep. And I'm like, that's kind of all you need, right? He goes, that's about it. And I go, you don't even fucking need a car, right? You just Uber and whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm like, oh, okay. We had a little fire in our belly because there was a fucking fiery orb outside called the sun, and we didn't have air conditioning. And I was like, I don't want to live in this cool hand Luke sweat
We were
box.
the last generation of that, the Gen X guys.
We were so miserable that we had to do shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no misery index
There's
anymore.
none. They got everything they ever want, and it's to the point now they don't even want to date anymore.
Yeah. They got too much plastic circulating in their brain, and they're starting to lactate, right? And they're just like,
And
it's weird.
What the answer is,
I don't know. It's another thing that's weird too. Is you talk to dudes. I do this with my nephews and stuff. They're 18 or whatever, and you go, hey man, what do you want to do? And they go, I don't know. They go, what do you like? And they go, I like eating out. And I go, I know, no, but stuff what's your passion, I don't know. It's like, well, what do you like? I like video games. I'm like, I know, I'm talking about fucking and fighting and building shit and rebuilding engines and fucking rolling on a mat with somebody, that stuff. They're like,
nothing.
And the dudes are detuned. Society has fucking tuned them. It's like somebody took their soup and dumped a sack of flour into it, and they're all just. Someone told them that they were toxic and masculine, and they shouldn't be wrestling, and they shouldn't be asserting themselves, and they shouldn't get boners, and they shouldn't fuck, and they shouldn't fight, and all this stuff. And we got a bunch of guys who are just like, blah. And you're like, and you say to them weird shit, you go let's go out. Let's go to one of these sports car racing schools or something. Go do some hot laps at Willow Springs. And they're like, well, this Saturday's not good for me. It's like, you don't want to you don't want to do some hot laps in the car? It's weird. I think society took dudes and they kind of demoralized them, and now they're
100%.
They're just apathetic now. They're just like, I don't. You want to go on a date? I don't want to get in trouble. Let's just beat off.
The Me Too's done so much damage.
I want to fuck. I know what the rules are. I don't even want to try anymore.
It's the Me Too movement.
I got porn on my phone anyway, so I'm good.
And women are feeling it now too, because you hear women talk about at work, no one deals with them. Men don't want to partner up with them on projects because they're so worried about being Me Too'd now.
Oh, well, okay, we are living in the realm of unintended consequences. That's all we do. We go, we got to defund the police. All right, let's defund the police. Oh, fuck, they're breaking into every CVS and every house and every politician that wanted to get the cops defunded. They just broke into their house. Good. But unintended consequences.
Yeah.
We need, all right, and that same with DEI shit. We need to be integrated. We need more black people. Well, once there's enough racial discrimination lawsuits, then companies or small businesses don't want to hire black people because they can't fire them. Because if they fire them for being a shitty employee, they're going to get sued and they're going to have to fucking settle up, even though it had nothing to do with the color of their skin. And it's the same with women. Like, oh, we're going to hire women and black people, and then what? Get sued every time we try to fire one of them? So you just go, I don't want the hassle. And it's an unintended consequence.
Or it's the intended consequence from the makers of mankind, the masters of mankind, to get us so everybody's siloed. And we're not interacting with each other, which is not how society runs. We all must interact with each other.
I totally agree. All right. What was the story I had about men? I was looking down on my page here, being sort of disenfranchised, but we're not. I scream it every day. Like, please do not neuter men. Just don't do it. You'll fuck your society up. You need guys.
You need men. You need driven men to create.
Right. All right. You got some news there?
I do have some news. I hope you paid your taxes already, because California's high-speed rail project needs to secure $7 billion by the summer of 2026.
Look at that, dude.
Here's a little piece of the track from Merced to Bakersfield and back. California's embattled high-speed rail project needs a lot more money, and it needs it soon.
Can you find... Hold on one second.
Yeah.
In the booth, can you find Gavin Newsom talking to Bill Maher about this? Because it's pretty fucking good.
Unbelievable. Bill Maher, who is consistently on his podcast bitching about the state of California, asking the guy, literally the cause of destroying California, to run for president. Why do you want to do that, dude? Like, do you just get a call from somebody like, hey, dude, you need to push this or we're going to take your show? I don't get it. I mean, you go back to interviews with him, Gavin Newsom, when he was mayor of San Francisco. Dude, he destroyed that city.
No, that's what I said. I saw that clip and I was like, you want the guy who destroyed California to destroy the nation? Like, give me a fucking break,
and you
Bill.
hate where California is, Bill.
It's a bizarre kind of alchemy of, you sit around and you go, this is too much and this is too long and this is overregulated and this is whatever and we got to change the government. And then you go, when are you going to run for president?
Yeah, but he looks like the president. He looks like they would.
He's Trudeau, dude. Is the greatest psychopath. Him and Trudeau are the exact same guy.
Yes.
Good-looking guy, because they know that the super progressive wives will all vote for him. Doesn't matter what he does. He's cute. I'm going to vote for him. And this is what you get.
Watch out.
Yeah, watch his parry that he does.
They cross their legs the same way.
They do.
Trudeau, when you don't have a cock and balls, you do a full fucking twisty with the leg. Right. And what you do is Trudeau does it and Gavin Newsom does it. They do the full chick leg cross, and that pulls the pant leg up, and it shows a little bit of your colorful sock, and then you signal to the world and go, all right, I know where that guy's
He's
standing.
one of us.
I know where he is. He wears colorful socks and crosses his leg like a chick. All right, sorry, go ahead.
The governor of everyone in the state, and those are... Can you name 3 people who ever wanted to go from Merced to Bakersfield? I mean, I feel like... I'm just saying, it's like...
Let me challenge the premise, because I think in many respects this goes to, I think, the state of the Democratic Party. And I mean this with respect.
All right, hold on. He's going to challenge the premise, which is they're asking for another $7 billion to finish a train. There is a restaurant around Westwood, but sort of on the west side. And it's an Italian restaurant, and it's like authentic Italian, and people always go, Frank Sinatra used to love to eat here. And it has a train up on the top, like there's like a shelf, like, 8 feet off, and it's a miniature train, and it just goes around in a circle, and Frank Sinatra would go there and have spaghetti.
Yeah.
And it's cute. That train is more impactful to most folks who live in California than this train. I would argue there are more people who go to that Italian restaurant and enjoy the train than there are going to be humans who live in California who don't have a vehicle that can make it from Merced to Bakersfield or something, and they're going to get on the non-bullet train. Like, it's at least as impactful the train at Griffith Park, the miniature train that takes the little toddlers around in a circle, is every bit as important as this train, which is not, but brings joy to people. Okay, I would make an argument for the Griffith Park miniature train before I would make an argument for the $7 billion extra to do this. And Bill is saying, who lives in Merced? Who lives in Bakersfield? Oh, no, wait. Who lives in Bakersfield and works in Merced? Like, I don't know what the scenario is, but name me 3 people that would use this train, and he's going to answer.
Let me challenge the premise, because I think in many respects this
lot
goes
of
to, I
hand
think, the state of
movement.
the
That's how you know
Democratic
he's
Party.
lying.
And I mean this with respect. The Central Valley in California is one of the fastest growing parts of the state. It's predominantly rural, yes. It's predominantly Republican, yes. But it's an incredibly important part of the state. And I think we, at our own peril, we talk down to people in the Central Valley. And I think a lot of people extend that as part of the problem with the Democratic brand.
No one knows.
We talk down to people, we talk past people. I think it's an incredibly important part of the state, not just because I represent the state. By the way, that part of the state, probably the largest share of my recall vote. So I'm not saying that in the context of a political frame, but I am saying in the context of trying to meet people where they are and respect people. All of us want to be protected. We want to be respected. We want to be connected. And I think they have a right to have this.
Stop. When he turned into fucking Nipsey Russell.
When he went on that tour.
Don't be neglected.
Yeah.
Because he went on a tour to try to make a run for the 2024 election, and he got his lady dick kicked in, and now he's like, "Oh, I have to get out of my bubble and start trying to connect with the South, with the Midwest." And I have to say things like, "We have to care for people," even though this guy was more than ready to ban you from jobs because you didn't get the experimental shot.
But I was pumped that he was going to talk about the train, and then he didn't talk about the train at all.
But Bill, you got to circle back. I mean, listen, I interviewed the guy in the studio. It's all I did was stay on the same subject for 18 painful,
I would love to see
minutes.
the only other person besides myself. I would love to see you on this podcast.
Yes, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
But the reason you can't let him just get up there. Okay, so here's the deal. It's like if a cop pulls you over and goes, "You been drinking tonight?" You can't just hold your keys out the window and jingle them and go, "Hey, look at that. What's over there?"
Yeah.
And the cop goes, "Those are your keys. Now, have you been drinking tonight?" And then you go, "Hey, let me see. I'll make a rabbit shadow on my dashboard. Let me use your flashlight." He goes, "No. I want to know if you've been drinking tonight." Right. And then you go, "A lot of people, beer was originally made by the monks in 1420. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I want to know if you've been drinking tonight." Like, that's the only way you can interview these guys, because they can't. They jingle their keys over here. We're going to talk about going down and not neglecting and prospecting and intersecting.
He doesn't answer.
He doesn't say a fucking thing. There's a train that nobody wants. We are bankrupt. You want more money. This sounds like the worst idea ever. So, all right.
What ensures that if you get the $7 billion, it will actually used on it? You already got $20 billion, dude.
No one will ever go on that train. You will never go on that train. It will be zero impact. But let's listen to the rest of his answer, just because it's funny.
So I'm not saying that in the context of a political frame, but I am saying in the context of trying to meet people where they are and respect people. All of us want to be protected. We want to be respected. We want to be connected. And I think they have a right to have this kind of investment.
So full.
What do you mean protected? He's talking about a train that's a waste of money. Respected. They don't want to be neglected.
No, he was framing it so that he's the protector against Bill Maher of the Central Valley people, but he didn't answer shit about the train.
No, he's on a tour he basically has to convince people he's normal, essentially, which is a weird...
He's not American Psycho.
Yes, the concept is a flawed concept, which is you go, well, what do people want? well, they want less government waste, they want lower taxes, they want cheap energy, and they want a secure border. Okay. What do you want? Well, I want the opposite of all that stuff. Okay. So now I have to convince them that I've changed my mind on all the shit that I used to want.
Yep.
And that's what Kamala Harris had to do. It's like, well, I thought you wanted to pay for prisoners to transition in jail. No. I thought you wanted to get rid of ICE. No. I thought you wanted to get rid of fracking. Yeah, but I was at the tender age of 57 and a half back then.
No,
now,
you're totally right.
Now I'm an adult. Now, that was a full 2.5 years ago. Now I'm a wise age of 60. So then you have to go around and you have to convince everyone that you don't stand for all the shit you stood for 10 minutes ago. And my feeling, you got young girls.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're not a superstitious man. But what I'm saying, you got to make a decision, right? You go, me or Mayhem's got to babysit, right? And then I go, okay, all right. Now, listen, Mayhem, that's going to be a tough putt. But Mayhem's a good dude.
He's a good dude.
He's kept his nose clean.
Yeah.
He pays his taxes.
Yeah.
He's God-fearing. He's got a young boy. He's a family man. And he's a Christian. Okay, now I know I've said a lot of stuff about fucking 5-year-olds in the past, but that was in the past.
Yeah,
that was like I was like 56 when I talked about fucking 5-year-olds.
Yeah,
that's the old Adam.
Yeah,
the new Adam. I'm with Mayhem on this. I don't think anyone should be going anywhere near a 5-year-old sexually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of footage of me on the internet talking about fucking 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
That's the old Adam. So what I'm asking is, you can only have one of us watch your kid.
Yeah.
I think I'm the man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that was like 2002 when I was talking about fucking 5-year-olds.
Totally different time.
I mean? It's a different time. And I know I talked something about stealing their toys and feeding them gummy bears and telling them not to brush their teeth before they went to bed. That's the old Adam. You understand? The new Adam is going to sit there. We're going to read the Bible. We go to bed early. We eat something nutritious, and everyone flosses before they go to bed. Now, sure, you could pick up your phone and see a lot of footage of me saying something the exact opposite of that. I'm at the Mambla retreat, talking to other man-boy love association guys and things of that nature. But that was 18 months ago.
Long time.
Okay, so if you can only hire one babysitter, I think this dude's the dude. Oh, hold on. And I care. Yeah, my thing's I care.
Yeah.
I care. Yeah, that's the difference. He doesn't. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I spent too much time on myself. He's God-fearing. He's Christian. He's a family man himself. He never got on a microphone and started talking about banging 5-year-olds. He never wanted to do that. But you know what? This guy may be racist. I think he's racist. Yeah, I think he's racist.
Your kids aren't black, right?
You ever seen him wave? There's picture of him waving.
I wish.
He's got his hand up. You know who else put his hand up? Hitler.
Yeah.
Go look it up. See if you can find pictures of Mayhem waving. Well, it's not waving. He's dog whistle waving. He's wave whistling to his crowd. Okay, so this guy is either... This guy's rich, too, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a lot of money. He wants a big fat cat coming in here, lighting cigars with $100. This guy's a billionaire.
Yeah.
You understand? He's a billionaire. He's racist.
Yeah.
He loves Putin. Yes. This guy's Putin's...
Can't stop talking about
He's a cat.
True.
His cat's paw, whatever that is, that's what he is. Mm-hmm. He does Putin's bidding. So anyway... I used to be a pedophile. Fine. But I'm not a racist. I don't love, I'm not Hitlerian. There's pictures of me doing the same salute on the line, but that's different. That's like within a different context, you know. So I talked about being a pedophile a lot, but I was only in my mid-50s, and now I'm in my later 50s.
I'm a different guy.
I'm a different guy. I'm not racist. I'm not a billionaire, and I'm not in with Putin. Okay? So you kind of need me to watch the kids, I'm assuming. Unless you want to hire the racist.
Yeah.
You know,
who am I? Which one am I going with?
Yeah, that's basically my...
If I'm me, when do you start, Mayhem? If I'm a progressive 55-year-old, I'm going with Captain Good Looking over here.
I sold my Tesla, by the way.
Yeah,
you should know that.
This guy.
I didn't sell it, but
get the fuck out of here,
I put a sticker on it that said I bought the Tesla before I knew Elon was an asshole.
Yeah.
So that kind of covers the Tesla.
Half your staff is gay, obviously.
I have a thing in my yard that says no humans illegal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even pedophiles, really, but that's not what I put it there.
I only hire trans now. That's all I do.
Yeah. That's what I do.
All the chicks here, big dicks. That's all happens
This
here.
guy loves Hitler.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. It's just ridiculous.
Oh, he invents rockets and shit, too. But who else invented? The whole rocket program came out of Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
Werner von Braun. Probably a buddy of yours. That's why you like rockets. You and Hitler. Love your rockets. He had a V1. You love yourself some rockets, don't you?
Yeah.
Hitler. I don't care about rockets.
I live in California and you just burned down my house. I'm hiring you.
Yeah. He wanted to do deforestation, but I was worried about the milk thistle.
Yeah.
So I said no.
The dune bug. You were worried about the tiny bugs.
I was worried about the delta smelt. That's why we don't have any water in the reservoir. And then we didn't clear the brush because I was worrying about milk thistle.
Yeah.
This guy wanted to fill the reservoirs
with water.
with racist water.
Dude, probably Aryan water.
I'd say it'd be the
Look at you, dude.
He's like, the tears of Jews is what he wanted to fill those reservoirs with.
Yeah, the tears of Jews. Dude, look at those tattoos. They're probably all Aryan Brotherhood tattoos, too.
All right, you just broke down the fourth wall because my mayhem in this fantasy doesn't have tattoos.
Exactly.
All right, sorry, go ahead.
All right, here's a nice bit of video. Memphis repo man driver runs over his head trying to evade the tow. This is just a great video from TMZ.
That's a video.
A repo man in Tennessee is proving you gotta have a lot of brains to do the job. Here he is right here.
Repo man's got to be the worst fucking job of all time.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Oh, he's got a flatbed. Oh, he's going to pull the car up the flatbed.
And then I guess the lady or the driver gets into the car right here. He makes a decision to get underneath there. Oh, gets run right over.
The guy didn't see him there.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
well, the guy's pulling back in.
And the guy does not care.
The guy, all right, let me just stop it for a second.
Yeah.
So the guy backs the flatbed into the parking space, so he can't get out. He's got a car to the right, a car to the left, and a building and a shrub behind him. The guy's going to hook up the front axle or whatever, and he's going to drag it up the flatbed. The camera is like the GoPro on the front of the flatbed facing down. The guy goes down to hook up the chain. I don't think the guy who's driving the flatbed saw him run around. Then the guy backs out because he's got to do a 10-point maneuver to get out of here, right? Yeah. And then ran over the guy's head.
Well, he exited through the shrub if you watch the video all the way through. Yeah, let's watch it all.
Ooh. I do like he has a sort of Bonnie to his Clyde.
Yeah.
No, but she's awful. She should go in the truck.
No. This lady was part of the car. Yeah.
She's with the guy.
She was friends with that guy
who had the red car.
Exactly.
Yeah, she should jump in the truck and move it up.
Yeah.
But now this guy, you got a car that's eventually gonna get repoed, and now you gotta you're gonna get arrested, right, for running over a dude.
Yeah, he's sustained abrasions on his head. That man is wanted for reckless assault. The guy's in a neck brace.
I'm a little sympathetic because I drove off a tow truck before.
Yeah.
So I have experience driving off of tow trucks. Mine wasn't a flatbed. It was the Elon Musk rocket catching arm sling that the two prongs that go out and lift it.
Bang, bang,
lift it up.
You drove right off of it? You backed right off of it?
Well, the guy towed the back of my car.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And you had front wheels driving?
No,
you just floor it.
It was a BMW. It was a 90. E36 BMW M3 6-speed with a rear wheel drive, so that the tires were on the two arms that were like cupped up, and but the car was at a 90-degree angle or something, 45-degree. It was towed. It was 3-4 feet off the back of the thing, and I was gonna let it go. Well, first the guy kept towing the car, and then I jump in the car and hit the brakes. And because I know a lot about cars, I know that most of the brake ballast is in the front wheels, because when you try to stop a car, you need more brake on the front because the weight is going forward. If you put it in the back just locks up, and it's got no weight on it because the weight is shifting. So I know it's got, 65-70% ballast in the front. So when the guy gets in the tow truck and starts towing me, I jump in the car and I hit the brake, and now he's dragging me and my front end through the parking lot of the 7-Eleven in Hollywood. So, and then he gets out of the car and starts yelling at me, and then I get out of the car and start yelling at him, and then he runs back to the tow truck. I run back to my car, and we do the same thing. And then at some point, I get out of the car, this is like midnight, and Tom Stern, who's plays Yergy.
What?
Can you find, Dawson, Windy City Heat? We were talking about that the other week on the show. Oh, you love that movie. Okay. Tom Stern plays Yergy, the Russian rich porn producer who shows up and starts explaining that he wants more tits and ass if he's going to pay for Windy City, because they lose funding from their Japanese guys who are paying for it, Mr. Hiroshima.
Knocked over all the food.
And Yamasaki. So then Yergy shows up. So Yergy, Tom Stern is Yergy. And Tom Stern is nuts. And he's out in the parking lot with me, and he's witnessing this whole thing going down.
You were parked in the red?
I was parked. It was after a Man Show taping. We used to go out, and we'd go to a billiards place in Hollywood and all have our little after party. It was perfect. It was a Man Show. It was like beers, people, pool. We just fucking hang out and drink beers and play pool at night, like 10 at night. So Tom's working with us, directing, because he directed all our monkeys.
If you haven't seen Windy City Heat, it is the funniest movie ever made. It is so funny, dude.
This is Yergy. Oh, we'll find Yergy. Sorry.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, that's Yergy. That's Tom. So... All right, if you have Yergy, play Yergy. It cracks me up. And that's a friend.
I know exactly what's sicko, and I'm going to find him. I know exactly what's sick. Oh, and I'm going to find him.
Cut. Yeah. One thing. Yeah. Is it too late to get Carson Daly?
Carson Daly is a fucking pussy.
No, we're married to Perry. I mean, that won't affect the financing, will it?
Carson Daly does not work.
I trust your vision. Whatever you think. Yergy, give him a chance. You go get him.
Thank you.
All right.
When Yergy mentioned bringing back Carson Daly, it's like, wait a second. Carson's not Italian like I'm Italian. Carson Daly, he's a Jew boy trying to be a wop.
Okay, I think we put Nadia in. Give Nadia a crack at it.
What?
He used to put his horse in the movie.
That was great, sweaty Lana.
Yergy, do you think it's going to match?
Don't worry about that.
All right, let's go again. Bridge, you all set?
Ready.
Okay, you really want to go through that door. And act.
The fridge.
They took the fridge. It's fridge, Stone. How am I supposed to chill food? How?
Cut. All right, that was great, folks.
Okay, I got it.
The fridge is fridge.
All right.
Yeah.
Folks, Scott, listen.
Here comes
Say
Yergy
that's
again.
so cool. The fridge is fridge.
Perry, shut up. I read the script.
Yeah.
I think it needs a rim job scene.
Rim job?
No, it's not what you think. A rim job is when you eat someone's ass.
Okay, all right. So that's fucking Yergy.
Okay.
Who's Tom Stern, who's hanging out with us because he directs all our monkey bits. Because he's nuts, you know. And he comes running out there, and he sees me going back and forth with the tow truck driver and jumping in the car. And at some point, he starts unlashing my tire from like the driver's side. He just starts undoing the tie down, and he just yells at me, "Undo the tie down." And I'm on the other side of the car, and I know how to undo tie downs, so I fucking undid the tie down, and he undid it, and he goes, "Get in the car, go for it." And I'm like, all right, Yergy. I just jumped in the car, slammed the door, fired it up, popped it in first, and it was like, dropped it, fucking threw some revs at it. 'Cause I knew I was going to have to get out of this tow truck, and I knew it was rear-wheel drive, and I just fucking sucked off, boom, on the ground, fucking sped off into the night. Just got home, shut all the lights, put the car in the fucking garage, and just sat there waiting for the cops to show up like the whole time. I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, the cops are, this fucking guy's got my license plate. Like the cops are just going to show up.
Man, what'd you do in your last life that you're a repo man?
I don't know. This guy had his girlfriend with him.
Oh my God. Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's hilarious,
I go, come on, man, just leave. And he goes, I can't show up without a car. I can't go back to the repo yard without a car. I go, does it ever happen where you get a call and by the time you get there, the car's left? And he goes, yeah, all the time. I go, well, just tell him that's what happened. Just tell him you showed up and then the guy was gone, you know? I'll give you some money. He's like, no. So we drove off.
Unbelievable. But I should have taken the cash.
I wouldn't have done it without Yergy.
Shout out Yergy.
Shout out to Yergy, who fucking inspired me. I wasn't
talk about another great name, Yergy, dude.
Yergy, the Russian.
You're producing porn.
Well, if Yergy was crazy, you might like this guy. A New Jersey police chief is accused of sticking a subordinate with a hypodermic needle on the penis, pooping on the floor, spiking the coffee pot with Adderall and Viagra, and it's on right now.
And it's almost like, based on the picture we're seeing, he looks like that guy. And like, it's almost like, are you predestined to become this guy? Because that is the guy that looks like he would do all that.
Yeah, you grew into that. Like, all racists look like racists.
Yeah,
like, maybe it's not their fault. Maybe they just looked like racists and 100%. They grew into it, you know?
Yeah, they say the unsavory antics were part of a culture of humiliation, harassment, and vulgarity that the North Bergen police chief, Robert Fairley, allegedly fostered within the department since he took charge last year. Say the cops that are preparing to sue him. He's also accused of sneaking hot peppers into officers' food, sending sex toys and gay pride flags to the home of a cop, and tossing eggs in fit of anger. Now,
some of that stuff's
of it's fine. Most of it's fine.
Well, that's the funny thing is that the rest of the police department stand behind him.
Yeah, I mean, the pooping thing and the sticking me with needles, let's cut that out. Sending gay pride flags is hilarious.
I had a guy. You know, a Snapple has the big mouth on it. I had a guy put his dick in my Snapple and stir it around, and then put it back on my desk.
I once stuck my dick in Steve Burns' chicken sandwich when he went out to eat, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna stick my dick in the sandwich just to watch him eat it, and he ate it, and it was so funny. And then I told him like 5 years later, and we weren't friends for about 5 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's fine.
That's fine.
All this stuff is fine. The drugging stuff, that's a little different. I used to piss in the coffee pot at the Man Show all the time.
Yeah.
Well, because the coffee pot was upstairs and the writer's room was on the third floor in the writer's room. And the writers had their own bathroom up on the third floor of our building, and they would fucking destroy the bathroom. I'd show up there, there'd be newspaper all over the fucking floor. They'd piss all over it. It was like a cage for a hamster.
Gas station bathroom.
Yeah, they destroy it. They wouldn't flush the toilet, blow it up, I just go, you know what, fuck you guys. So I went to their coffee pot at the end of the hall, which is always funny because it was right by the window. That's at the end of the hall. It's at the end of the hall, and I just fucking piss that. I fill that thing up with my golden piss, and I'd put it back, and the way the sun would hit it was just perfect coming through the window. And I'd go, "There's your fucking piss pot, Riders. Get your shit together." Yeah, no one ever sued me.
Yeah.
Well, you'll appreciate this. They say Chief Farley.
Daniel, our executive producer. First off, the only bathroom he ever shit in was my dressing room bathroom. Like, he wouldn't shit in the writer's room. He wouldn't shit. He'd go to the stage, go to my bathroom, go to my dressing room, leave a fucking huge log in there, and then leave. He would never flush it.
Back when men could be men.
Well, they're saying that Chief Farley has on several occasions pulled his pants down and defecated on the floor in front of his entire office.
I need more context to this one.
Was it a bet? Was money on the line?
Yeah, and he had a couple beers.
Was he showing you how they shit in China? What was he doing?
Was it after 5 p.m.?
Yeah,
I need to know more before I'm going to judge. Was it a weekday? I need to know things, you know?
Well, he even pooped in a trash can in the office he was moving out of, so the next police official moving in wouldn't find it.
This is all fine. This is all fine.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I wish I shit in that coffee
When
pot.
Farley allegedly put hot peppers in another employee's food and
This is
heated
all
it in a
fine.
microwave, fumes emanating from the stunt caused one lieutenant to get sick.
Oh, fuck off.
Wow. I've got
Hurting your
sand in
shield.
my
All
vagina.
right. Well, how do you guys feel about this? Chief Farley has also tampered with the office coffee by adding prescription medications such as Adderall and Viagra, causing staff to inadvertently experience the effects of these substances without their consent.
I need more context here.
Viagra doesn't bother me. Like, what are you like? You're just walking around rock hard, loving fighting crime.
Diamond cutter dick.
Also, it's not always. There needs to be context. Like when the guy put his dick in the Snapple, it had turned out he thought it was my Snapple, but it was another guy who worked at the radio station.
That is so
Snapple,
funny,
and he
dude.
watched that guy walk in and pick up the Snapple. It was sitting on my desk, but he just set. I didn't even have a desk. He just set a Snapple down. Anyway, they thought it was mine. It wasn't mine. So we need context.
That is so
you know what I mean?
dude.
Yeah, you knew it was Steve Burns' sandwich, though, didn't you?
Yeah, and I watched him and I laughed, and we all had a great time until he got too serious. But that's what guys do. That's the funny stuff that guys do.
Didn't talk to you for 5 years.
5 years.
Are you cut or uncut?
I'm cut.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's no big deal. Uncut.
Exactly, dude.
You got a little pre-fused cheese on there or something. Uncut. Yeah, uncut's a situation. But
I made
you're
love
cut.
to that sandwich, so it wasn't done out of like brutality or anything like
Egg
that.
salad, or sorry, was it chicken salad or just chicken?
It was grilled chicken.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah, I agree.
Look. If you say to me, look, this was chicken salad and I'm uncut, I'm like, all right, I get Steve. I can be a little hot around the collar about this, but grilled chicken and you're fully circumcised. This is you know what? Let me keep it in the realm of food. This is a nothing burger.
Yeah,
that's what I would have told him.
It's a real nothing burger. I totally
salad,
agree.
one thing.
Yeah,
uncut. Another circumcised.
This chief needs us on his jury. He did nothing wrong.
Nullification.
All I'd do is I'd go, my buddy Ray, and that's all I'd say, and then the rest of the story would be so disgusting to everybody in the audience that they never convict.
Hey, I agree, dude.
Or at least I should preside over this with hard-hitting questions like, chicken salad.
Yeah.
Chicken breast,
You actually got me off. This is like, not guilty.
If you gotten off,
I didn't finish on the sandwich, though. I tell you that. I did not do that. I'm not that much of a savage.
All right, let's bring it home, Mayhem.
All right.
Sam, let me give you some plugs.
Thank you.
It's got podcast Conspiracy Social Club, a.k.a. Deep Waters, out there. Tinfoil Hat, of course, as well. Live shows all over the place, samtripoli.com. Me heading to San Diego at the American Comedy Club, doing stand-up there. Yeah, you like it there, huh?
Yeah.
I think I've been there. I can't remember. April 11th and 12th. Go to adamcarolla.com for all the live shows, because I'm everywhere. And until next time, it's Adam Carolla from AM and Sam Tripoli saying mahalo.
Look, first up, Los Angeles news station accidentally posts the N-word on X. Called a technical error.
Yeah.
Apparently, they said that they were trying to use the language filter to the social media accounts, and the offensive word was accidentally shared. We are appalled and apologize that this occurred.
I like that they're appalled.
Oh my God!
Well, look, here's
put it up, guys.
here's the thing.
Get flagged.
If you don't do stuff on purpose, it's no harm, no foul.
Yeah, right.
We got to get that. We got to get that right. You use it trying to hurt somebody or denigrate somebody, then it's something. If you use it by mistake, then it's a non-deal. It's just embarrassing, but it's not. It's basically like, oh, we caught a Ring door camera. You pissing on your own lawn. It's like, yeah, I know, but I had to take a piss. It was my lawn. They don't mean anything bad, but it's fun.
In what world, though, is that a mistake? What explanation could you possibly give that word got tweeted? I'm not buying the mistake thing. I think there's somebody on the inside who did it on purpose.
Oh,
and it's being thrown. It's being buried.
Somebody's teenage
LA
kid
News
grabbed their phone.
The reason I say
did it.
Yeah, but here's Dawson. Every week since I've had this job, I've literally looked up at my plug screen and seen the wrong dates up there for every time.
How many times have you seen the N-word?
Only three. Only three. No, I've seen so many mistakes in my life. It's insane how many mistakes I see. So now I do get if there's something in it for you. Now,
well, who's to say that the person who did this wasn't trying to hurt KTLA?
That's a possibility.
I'm shorting the stock right now, baby.
They experience a technical error while adding language filters. See, this is the part too where if you're going, here's the word and I'm going to add it. Well, you have the word. If the word comes out of thin air, I'm more with you, Dawson. If you're adding language filters and you have to put, like if you put cocksucker on there, and I'd go, why would you write that? And I go, well, it was in our language filter.
Still not buying it. Why on earth? How many times do you have to remind yourself a day not to say the N-word? 0? Okay, good. Why do you need to put it into a language filter to make sure that you don't say it?
I
don't think it's that. I think
the way it works,
it's not for
Dawson,
you. I think it's for
the way it works, Dawson, is that when other people tweet at that account that word, then they have a script that will auto block those people so that it filters it out. It's not saying that KTLA is going to do that.
Still not believable.
Oh, okay.
It's not?
No, it's not believable at all.
Jet fuel.
Why? Because it came from their Twitter.
Steel beams.
Right, but if you're making a list of words that you're going to filter out, and that's on the list, then
why would it singularly be in the tweet? This thing. It doesn't make sense.
No, but it seems like a mistake, is what I'm saying. I don't know that it's on purpose.
I'll explain. I'll try to explain. There's probably a dialogue box right next to their open Twitter, and somebody put the word in the wrong box. And then press send. Bingo, bango. Mystery solved. But you know what? I like your explanation that they're on purpose going viral.
Well, cool. And also, in the interest of parody, I just want to say that I wasn't exclusively getting drunk on a boat for a week. I worked 13-hour days, 5 days straight, and I got drunk after.
I get it.
After.
No judgment here. I'm saying people make mistakes, at least around me, all day, every day, with insane mistakes constantly. So I'm always open to the fact that somebody screwed up. That's what I'm.
I guess I'm a little more on the pessimistic side. I think it was purposefully done.
Well, I guess it would have to be by someone who's disgruntled who worked for KTLA.
Correct.
And maybe they'll find out who that person is. But the problem is plausible deniability. If someone says, we have to make a list of words you can't say that we filter out, and this is one of them, and it ended up in the wrong box, then I will go, that's plausible deniability.
Plausible deniability followed by a lack of follow-up. What if Fox News tweeted the N-word? Would we ever hear the end of it?
Well, no.
Language filters? No way. You're all racist.
No, I agree. If not Nancy Grace. If Sean Hannity did that, we would be hearing about it. All right, what else you got?
All right, next up, Minneapolis becomes the first large U.S. city to allow Islamic prayer calls over the speakers. Yeah, the new ordinance allows the Islamic call or adhan to be broadcast on loudspeakers from the city's nearly 24 mosques 5 times a day, including at dawn and in late evening. You thought the church bells was tough.
I got hit by dueling backup beepers yesterday. Dueling backup beepers. And I was just like, oh, God, no. Are these sirens going off at dawn?
Yeah, they are.
Look, first off, set your fucking alarm if you want to pray or do anything. I don't know what the range of the Islamic call to prayer alarm is, but it cannot be 12 feet. It's got to be into the acres, Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So listen. I'm just saying. I'm upstairs and I'm 65 feet away from these trucks, and I can hear it like I'm standing behind them. Just neat, and it's all right. Do we have him?
Yeah, this is a shofar.
And we are not in the Middle East. We're in the U.S. It's Minnesota, Minneapolis.
Some guys trying to rock the Doobie Brothers in the background.
That's right.
Slow ride.
Phillips Midtown, the most dangerous neighborhood in Minneapolis.
All right. Minneapolis come off the fucking rails. It's going to turn to a shithole, and I don't like any of this fucking shit. But go ahead. Get your woke bona fides and ruin your fucking state.
It's because there's a lot of Somali refugees or people that live there. They all moved in.
Yeah.
And,
I know, but here's the whole thing. You fled a place because that place was a piece of shit, and then you came here because this place wasn't a piece of shit, so let's not turn this into the piece of shit that you fled. Everyone hates that kind of tough talk, but I'm doing it for you, Somali refugees. We got a better way of life over here. Come join us. No problema. But that's not the new world order. It doesn't work. You go into, it's been a while, but you go into like deep North Hollywood, Sun Valley, Sunland, it's fucking Tijuana. It's just Tijuana.
Yeah.
And here's the whole thing. You guys left Tijuana because Tijuana was a piece of shit. So don't recreate Tijuana here.
You don't even have to go that far. It's Van Nuys at Roscoe, Van Nuys at Sherman.
Yeah. Sherman Way, which is a weird thing, but
I left it off.
But
sorry.
not VPCH.
Didn't live there my whole life. Right.
It's weird. I'm from here. I'm the enforcer of street names. When you say the PCH, I go, it's just PCH.
Yeah.
But if you say Sherman, I go Sherman Way. So I will either add or subtract a word from your street name because I'm from the 818, bro.
I purposely don't use the thes when I'm talking about freeways.
Good.
405 to 101.
Take more efficient. All right, we got one more.
Yeah, we do. Let's go with the Blue Origin mission with all-female crew, including Katy Perry, completes the space trip. Yeah.
Here's what I'm kind of interested in.
Yeah.
I know that the Blue Origin one is almost just become like some sort of Magic Mountain ride at this time.
Yeah.
But if somebody said to me, Adam, would you like to go on the Blue Origin rocket ship and go up top and just orbit or not even orbit, just go up beyond the Earth's atmosphere for a while, float for 4 minutes and then come back down? I'd go, yeah, I would, but I've seen a lot of footage of SpaceX rockets like blowing up. Yeah. So, and I know this isn't that, but what's so different about what we're doing and what you're doing? Now you
got Katy Perry on there going, "We're a firework."
Yeah, I mean, you got a payload and you're doing an you're putting a satellite in orbit and you got a lot more tonnage to move and stuff like that. But you know, when Elon started with this Doge business, some crafty Democrat put together a montage of his shit blowing up. which unfortunately I saw on my feed, and now you want me to get in your rocket ship, and he's the rocket guy, and you're the Amazon guy.
But I don't think the Amazon guy blew up many.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not pushing the envelope. He's like got a very safe, phallic rocket.
Right. So, okay, can we say this? We're saying, all right, Elon is saying, I'm doing the quarter mile. I'm at the drag strip. It's 1,000 feet now, but let's just call it a quarter mile.
All right.
I'm at the drag strip. I got a top fuel rail. Thing makes 10,000 horsepower, runs on nitro. And I'll go, and I'm going to do this 1,000 feet. I'm going to do it in 2.7 seconds at 330 miles an hour. And I'll go, yeah, but I've seen a lot of those blow up, too. I've seen some real bad accidents. Yeah, well, you're going 330 miles an hour when you cross 1,000 feet. Shit's going to happen sometimes.
Yeah.
But then I look at this car. I look at Bezos, and he goes, I'm doing the quarter mile too, but it's in a stock Camaro, and we're probably only going to be doing about 125, 130 when we cross the traps at the end.
Yeah,
it's pretty safe.
Yeah.
Shit, something could happen, but it's pretty, that's this.
Yeah.
So is that kind of what this is? Because he's using a rocket ship, but it's so much safer than the other rocket ship.
Yeah.
It's because he's trying to do less.
Yeah, exactly right. Less payload. Yeah, and set it up for a 1 minute float in space. So it's not quite as high. I don't even know if it counts as like it doesn't break the barrier of the atmosphere. I believe like it breaks just to the tip of the atmosphere outside the stratosphere and then back down. It's very safe. Yeah,
they get into a zero gravity situation over there for
a minute. Yeah, they did it. That's what I read, that it was 1 minute of it, and then Katy Perry did sing, not the fireworks song. It was more of a publicity stunt. It seems like because he sent his lady up there. He sent his fiance, who's a journalist and a helicopter pilot.
Yeah.
But, she's not an astronaut. And Gayle King, Oprah's bestie, went. So it was about as safe as it could get for space travel.
Yeah, all right. So I think the whole ride was 11 minutes long. And I know people get into like, oh, what are you doing? You claim to be into the atmosphere and you're burning all this carbon and all this kind of, I don't know. It's let the fucking guy do what he wants. Let the chicks in. And some are saying that's a farce, but look, who cares, right?
Yeah.
It's also, I will say this about NASA astronauts. It's the same thing I said to Mark Geragos, attorney, when Kim Kardashian was trying to pass the bar. I said, you better fucking hope she doesn't pass that bar. And he goes, why not? Because when you say I'm an attorney, someone will go, oh, like Kim Kardashian? And then they'll start laughing and walk away. So like Gus Grissom or Buzz Aldrin would be like, I'm an astronaut. Oh, like Katy Perry? That's funny. And then they'd walk away.